Okay, so starting back. I would like to begin my I would like get to begin my with my site analysis. So it divided to the four, which is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. The strength of our site is it is located near to the commercial and residential area, which is it is very near to the NSK and big box mall. It is also have a clear view from the road that can attract people to the site. But our site is bare and exposed, which is not shaded by trees. That is our site weakness. It is also our site is filled with wild trees that can attract dangerous animal like monkey. The opportunity we have is we can propose building with orientation and design which utilize the natural wind flow of the site because we have good amount of wind flow. The, the threat that we have is we have loud noise from construction because the building is being upgraded. So for the site synthesis, we have um, can add shady tree to prevent direct sunlight from the evening and morning also. Because our site is very bare and exposed, it is okay to provide cover for walkway leading to the site so that we can cover from the sunlight, from the direct sunlight. And then we also less light, so that we need to provide more light sources on the side road that leading to the site. And then the long side of the building must facing south and north to avoid glare. But fortunately, our site is already in this orientation, so that's a good thing. So about the client, is Magic X. The mission of the Magic X is to be the anchor for game and gamification industry and the nucleus for Iskandar Malaysia Innovation Valley. The vision is to provide necessary support and technical expertise in research, business development, publishing, marketing, and training for industry. So, according to the mission and vision in the Magic X, I create a concept which focus on the two key focus in the Magic X, which is digital media and game industry. So in the game industry, the term meta is very, very similar. So that if you are a gamer, I think you know this kind of term, meta. So meta can be used as an acronym, which is most effective tactics available. And calling something meta means that is an effective way to achieve the goal. So that is for the game. For the digital media is transmitted as digital data, which at its simplest involve digital cable or satellite sending binary signal, which is zeros and one. This program is in our computer. It is very complicated, but the goal is still remain the same, which is to produce only one input or goal. So I combine these two, um, the term digital media and game industry, and then for the Magic X meta, the new meta, we can create new strategy or new meta to achieve objective of Magic X, and then the digital media can be our driver of the exchange that can carry the new meta of the new Magic X office. So my first president study is Microsoft New England Research and Development Center located at Cambridge, United States, designed by Sasaki. So this building is focusing more on a space planning of how good the workspace that the team can be together, can work together, and also the space can allow different level of focus, and they divide it into different level lah to differentiate the focus that we need. So next is Modis Condo Sales Office located at Thailand. This design is more focusing on sustainable design, which is facade. The facade is emphasizes on the northeast side, and also this facade is create covered for walkway around the building. The pattern is solid and void so that it can control visibility between indoor and outdoor. And then next precedent study is focusing more to reflect on the concept, which is IBM Osaka office. This office is focusing more on the futuristic interior, which is related to the game and um, media. So the interior is somehow really futuristic with the using of the glass, and then the ceiling, the lighting is very um, we do not see this banyak kali in our life And yeah, moving to the design option one. So for the ground floor, the lobby is to the south part, which is adjacent to the NSK, so that people from the NSK can also come to the this building. And also the event space, which is focusing more on the south part, so that people from big box mall can see what is happening in this building. So yeah, and that is the first floor, which has surround in it. And then for the second floor, yeah. So for the design option two, it is a little bit changed on the lobby, which is it is changed to the middle side. And then the exhibition area is at the left side. Yeah, it also have courtyard that focus on the wind. That focus on the sunlight. And then first floor. So if you notice, pantry is added. The first floor we do not have pantry, but then at the first floor, at the second option, we have pantry. This pantry can connect people from the second floor, which is the golongan CEO office and general office, to connect with the normal people like employees, workers, and so on, so that they can interact together. So that's all for the design option. Move to the massing. I started with the basic form, and then I subtract in the middle part to create courtyard. Yeah, courtyard. So because this is our client's request, and then edit I added some circulation manipulation, and this is the final product. And then the next messing is still basic form, and then subtraction, but this time the right side is open so that it can give more sunlight exposure. And then adding the floor addition, then yeah, we got the final thing. Yeah, so I think I will not um talk about this because this will take years to talk. Adjacent symmetry and also Weber diagram is related really much, just how it presented. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for hearing. Okay, so yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Michan. You have managed to present it in 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, All right, I would like to hear from your peers. I think I just add on some points after this, after Q&A by your peers only. Okay. Anyone who wants to comment or ask something to Mijan? Why do you ask you to create your peers? Because everybody should know what are you going to move after this, and then you need to be alert on whatever your friends are doing because you are using the same site. Okay, and you are going to go through all this process together. Okay, any question? Or everybody is so sleepy and tired because this is the third day of Ramadan. Guys,
I
are you?
have a question.
Okay.
Sharul, can you scroll down a bit?
Yeah.
Bawah lagi. Okay, okay, nice.
Tu je.
Uh, nah,
Okay,
everything
tahu tak
clear.
tahu tak apa dosa besar Mijan buat kat sini?
Huh?
Dosa besar Mijan yang buat kat sini.
I think I know.
Apa dia?
Um, dan does not have entry punya apa ni? Label.
No.
Uh,
You you didn't put your site planning on the master plan.
site planning on the master plan. Oh yeah, this
That
one.
one that one is the existing site, right? But you
Yeah.
need to put it in your master plan because uh whatever you have proposed on your master plan need to be related to your proposed design. For instance, you are proposing the parking area at the back side of this site, right? And then the proposed parking area can be calculated in your buildings too. For instance, that's why I'm asking you to put the linkage between the site and also your proposed parking area, so that you can use the existing parking area, and then you can save the space for reducing the parking area at your own site. Kan? I ada comment hari tu kan? Next time you need to put it in your master plan. So you need to very careful lah. Kalau you buat present this one during your final presentation, bahaya ni. Okay. Tadi siapa? Hajar nak tanya soalan?
Tak. Saya nak cakap site.
Master plan.
Tadi. Tadi Datuk Faiz kan tanya apa yang
Kes-
dia buat tu. Master plan nak cakap.
So kita sehati sejiwa lah. Okay. So you kena ingat Mijan. And then, okay. What else? Hajar kena tanya soalan lain lah.
Nak tanya soalan.
Tanya soalan ke, comments ke?
Nak tanya,
Yeah.
do you have any planning or macam mana you Mizan implement your idea or concept tu dekat dalam your floor plan? Besides the site punya synthesis, ada tak other ways yang probably
That
ada
reflect on
cara?
the concept.
Ah,
Ada. That is reflect on my first president study, which is this Microsoft New England Research and Development Center. The plan that they are working is really focusing more on the teams working. Macam mana nak ni ya? Yeah, so as you can see here is people enjoying their trophy or something, which is they achieve their goals, something like what Magic X doing right now. So what I can do is at the floor plan maybe I can apa ni try to design a space that is the workspace is can be together lah. Macam all people can work together in one place. Yeah, that's it.
Jelas. Okay.
Okay, another thing, Mizan, when you were saying that the president one is more on the space planning, I would like to see this, at least you get the layout of that particular building. Because if you see from the outlook or the facade of this particular building, for this one, right? The first one, it doesn't resemble, it doesn't really resemble a good example of your meta punya concept, but you were talking about this one is on the space planning, right? So perhaps what you can do is here, you can add another things which shows the space layout, how the interaction between the employees, how the interaction between the staff and also the visitors, something like that. Okay? Because you were
Okay.
saying that this one is basically based on the space planning. So you need to show the space planning inside the building. Okay? Macam for instance, this one is you were talking about the facade treatment, solid envelope and so on. So it's okay. I know because of limitation of this area of the boards kan. The presentation board is only 180. That's why it is very restricted. So you only can provide 2 images. But you need to know in every presentation studies, what are the things that you are looking what are you looking into. Okay, for instance, for this one you need to add the space planning, this one. And then for another one, if you are talking about the sustainable design, what else? Instead of just focusing on the facade treatment, but you were talking it is on the sustainable design. What else? What are the things that they have put in here? Okay, so you can add on your presentation boards later for the final presentation. Right? And then for this one, you were talking on the design of the interior. Okay, but another thing is because the two images is showing the same areas, I think, and then it's showing almost the same feelings, because you were talking about the senses, the emotions, and then the shadow casting, all those things you need to include in your presentation so that we know the variations. Okay, what else? What else? What are the things that you also can include in your presentation, not only the same thing. Faham tak? It's very limited kat sini sebab you are showing the two spaces but with the same feelings. Kalau I duduk kat sini or I duduk kat sini, adakah I akan get different feelings? I think it is almost the same kan? Kan? So, yang tu you kena tengok lagi lah. Kan dia client experience, you were talking about the experience. Kalau experience dia sama, dia tak jadilah variation of experience and feelings so. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. And then another thing, not only on your master plan, you need also to show the connection within the neighboring context. Tadi ada tunjuk tapi sikit je kan. Neighboring context. For instance, okay, ni kan you ada tunjuk yang ni, it is only the site analysis and then this is only the site synthesis. Okay, moving to your proposed space planning. Yang tu you kena tahu macam mana nak show the diagram that showing macam apa ada kat sini. Perhaps kena ada jalan tu. So this one is the main attraction. That's why you want to put the event space over here. We want to know what drive you to put all this space at particular area. Faham tak? Why does the lobby should be here? Why does the cafe should be here? Maybe you want to relate it with your parking area. Kan parking area ada jalan kat sini kan? So mungkin sebab tu, I don't know. Sebab this one is only you are focusing on your boundary side only. I tak nampak lagi the connectivity between your side to the neighboring context. Okay? So usually on the ground floor plan, we want to know the context. Kalau especially for the ground floor plan lah, sebab first floor plan dia dah naik atas kan, so kita tak nampak dah even the boundary line ni pun kita tak payah tunjuk pun tak apa. Okay, tapi ground floor plan dia kena nampak the connection because we want to know. Macam sini kan, yang ni cafe di sini, and then for another option you put the cafe over here, and why? You need to know, you need to justify your design. Kalau panel tanya why you need exhibition area over here, So you tahu. Jadi let the drawing speak by itself. Kalau you tak ada kat sini pun, the drawings can speak by itself, sebab kita dah boleh baca daripada dia punya ground floor plan.
Faham.
Faham tak? Okay. Concept development meta, I think you have derived a good concept from the beginning. Tapi you punya proposal in the end dia macam dah loose sikit yang konsep meta tu. Tengok yang last sekali. Last one. The last one. Okay. Kan? You dah propose this one kan? So, the concept of meta dekat sini tu, dekat dia punya massing tu, yang tu you kena justifikan lagi. Okay? Okay, if I want to ask you, which one do you prefer to proceed for your final later?
The left one.
Right, left. The first one with the courtyard.
Yeah.
And you need to know why. Okay, because tadi I dengar macam you kata ada shadow casting lah, dia akan cast kat bahagian belakang and so on kan. Tapi for this one, kalau tengok dari segi dia punya volume and so on, dia tak nampak yang the front one will shades the back one, macam tu kan. So yang tu nanti you kena strengthenkan lagi lah. And then kena strengthenkan based on your meta punya konsep tadi. I think meta punya konsep tu dia pun unclear. You ada konsep, ada sampai definition kan. Tapi how do you want to apply it in your design? Yang tu dia masih loose.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So nanti you kena proceed lah yang tu. Right?
Okay. Kata.
Okay. Anybody wants to comment lagi? Tak ada dah? Alright, thank you. Mijan?
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay.
Let's not stop.
Okay, Afina.
Doktor boleh nampak
Boleh?
Okay.
So you
Assalamualaikum.
also have 10 minutes, alright?
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning to Dr. Fat. My name is Safina. I'm going to present my project B. So this is our client, MagicX, Media and Game Innovation Center of Excellence. So target user for our building is MagicX staff, incubators, student and community. And then this is the issue I got from the CEO briefing. Also, what the CEO want is he want a separated working space for management, incubators and public. Macam dia nak macam ada privacy antara the media staff and incubators and public. Means macam kalau ada orang ada issues macam yang tak boleh di-share dengan public or maybe ada something orang nak settle, so orang ada tempat untuk orang bincang among themselves. And then she's looking for more facilities like 3D printing for huge size and studio equipment. Studio equipment ni for the voice over, sebab dia dah ada studio tapi tak ada equipment yang cukup. Lepas tu he want open space for client to access to discuss with staff, like macam dia nak satu space yang macam tak terlalu formal. Macam kita kalau nak macam kalau the staff and the clients nak discuss something, tak perlu ke meeting room untuk discuss, then just can sit at the cafe and talk about it. And he want more discussion and working for space for incubators, because as you can see from the previous building, the space for incubators
macam terlalu packed. Diorang just working in the same space with many people. And then he wants showcase space for client to promote the product. Like when the incubators produce something, he want a space for them to promote their product to public. And then space for public access, like event space. So macam other people, not only the incubator or staff, that other like community also can maybe rent the space for their own program. And then security concern, like he said, the Medini that proper site like not fully developed, so he want the incubators and his staff to be safe. So dia macam dia nak maybe ada one space like ada security check before they enter the building.
Boleh tak tekan skip?
Tak.
Tekan apa tu yang cursor kat tepi tu?
Cause oh okay. Okay, so this site synthesis. For site synthesis, I want my building to facing the southeast because I want to avoid direct sunlight from east and from west. And for wind, the highest wind speed is from north and the lowest is from east. So for trees, like there are many types of trees in proposed site, but some of the trees I want to replant the trees here at the west side, because dekat west side ni like empty. So I want to create a shading, like shaded area at the west side. And then for noise, negative noise caused by the main road and sunway big box at the southeast. Like kita punya purpose site is near to main road, and here is the sunway big box. So, like macam noise from the sunway big box, like maybe lagu ke something like that still can be heard at our site. And then the views for our site from the side, and for vehicles, the traffic quite busy in the morning and maybe because of so orang nak pergi kerja and the lunch hour, and traffic moderate at the evening. So for bicycle lane, kita tak ada not enough bicycle macam kalau kita tengok dekat dalam site ada certain tempat je yang ada bicycle lane. So kalau kita tengok most of the family and workers at construction site, diorang naik basikal waktu petang and pergi kerja naik basikal. So macam bila tak ada bicycle lane, diorang lalu dekat jalan kereta, can cause danger for them. And then
I think you can
yes.
start presenting your dah masuk
Okay.
bangunan you.
Okay, this is my concept playground. So as we know, playground is a place for children to play and having fun with friends and family. So I want to use the concept I want to use the concept to apply in my project. Macam kita tahu the concept of the playground itself is creative. So it creative like we free to develop any ideas like macam we can create something new or develop a new game that interesting. So we need to be creative. And then connectivity like the playground itself they macam they connect one person with another person. Like when they play together at the playground, they can interact and make new friends. And sama macam the Magic X, they want to create they want to expand the numbers of incubators, so they need to they need to be friendly and to get the connection with the public because they want to promote the product. Sorry. And then skill development, like the playground, like macam bila children play at the playground, they can build new skill like communication skill, like and other skills. Macam when the incubator join the incubator, when they join in the incubators program, they can develop new skill, they can learn new things and they can develop new technology, something like that, and attractive. So attractive macam the playground have bright color, so macam they attract people even from jauh pun dah boleh nampak, oh that's the playground because of the bright color. So I want this building to be attractive, like can attract public to come to the building and attract more people to join the incubators program. Then from psychology side, because of the like bright color and they can attract people to come then because from the they can create new different experience like bila kita duduk di satu tempat yang berbeza macam it can boleh naikkan mood. Macam bila kita duduk dekat dalam tempat yang like light colour sentuh macam tenang, so the colours also mind peranan. And then user friendly, so macam kat playground everyone can come play at the playground, boleh tak kira umur berapa, so everyone can gather there. Like so I want to apply this concept into my project because I want this new building to be more friendly to public. And then this is my design approach. So I want my entrance to be here because macam bila orang datang dari sini and from the west and from the north, they orang akan berhenti dekat traffic light and they straight away can see the entrance. And also people come from the big box. And entrance also can be seen from the Sunway big box. And this diagram. This is my space planning. So I want to create entry from here to the circular car park. So bila orang datang from here, they can go straight away to the circular car park. And sebenarnya I nak I want to create pedestrian walkway untuk connect this circle car park dengan building ni. And then this is my ground floor. This is a public area zone. So from the entrance, they enter the lobby and reception area. Dekat sini akan ada security. This ada security before they enter the building. Then for this is my focal point. Macam kita tengok playground, dia akan ada satu focal point, macam ada satu tempat yang banyak orang berkumpul. So how to apply that concept in my building. So the exhibition area is the focal point for the ground floor. And then second area is cafe. Letak cafe dekat near to the main road, because people can macam orang datang, dia just terus nampak ada cafe kat situ. Then boleh public also can come to the cafe, not only the staff. And then surau toilet, I want to place my staircase at the back. And then next to the staircase is storage room with my loading area and event space. And then for the first floor is semi-public area. This is the office space, where the incubators work. And from the staircase, they can straight away to the resource center. So resource center is the focal point for first floor. And then pantry here to macam I want to place my pantry here because easy to access from other space. And then this is audio voice record. I place my audio voice record at the middle of other space because I want to create space yang tak terlalu bising. And then next to the audio voice record room is meeting room, teleconference equipments, and then seminar room. I placed these two space.
Afina, you can wrap up now.
Huh? Sorry?
You can wrap up now. You can wrap up now.
Okay, sorry. This is my second floor. This is private area. Only the staff, only the Magic X staff can access the building. And this is my station edition for my design option. Tapi macam tak confirm lagi. And this is my President Study Office Logo Damansara Selangor and Internet Finance Company China. I study about their workspace. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from the peers? Semua orang takut nak komen. Takut kawan dia kecil hati.
Tak kecil hati.
Cepatlah guys. Semua puasa. Akmal, can you comment on Afina's punya box? Akmal?
Sekejap, presiden sempat. Mana tak sempat presiden tadi.
Tak dengar.
Presiden.
Oh, President.
You need to have 3 presidents, right? How many presidents that you have provided here?
2. Another one later I sebab nak cari building yang about the construction and the facade.
But
tak
tapi
jumpa lagi sebab tak.
Tapi requirements for today, you need to complete the 3 precedent studies.
Okay. Sampai 1.
Okay, cerita je. Generally on your precedent studies.
Okay, for the Google Office, I study about the working space. Macam kita tengok dekat sini, this is the reception. The reception area macam not only the table, dia ada juga pantry, small pantry here. And here this is the, and also dia punya section ni also function multi-function space. Ada pantry, ada like play area, playing area, something like that. And this is the meeting room. Macam kalau tengok the meeting tak macam like typical meeting room yang macam boring, like ada meja, kursi and pale colour. Dia macam bila bright colour ni macam naikkan mood orang untuk buat something, macam berfikir. Ni management office and this is a working space. And this is other space for the building, like cafeteria. This is more amphitheater for client meetings and training session. And preparation room, there are the preparation room dekat dalam building untuk macam kalau the worker stress ke, orang can come here. And meeting room, this is the other interior. Macam kalau dekat my building tak provide recreation room sebab kalau kita tengok dekat the purpose master plan dah ada the sports, like sports facilities. So ni internet finance company at China. Also dia buat the working place. Macam kita tengok kat sini ada macam pelbagai working space. Tak ada stick to one place je kerja. Dia orang boleh pergi ke tempat lain. And tempat ni can create different mood, different experience like that.
Okay, so what were the questions, Akmal, regarding this precedent studies?
So apa ni dia punya precedence motto ni lah, the interior and the layout lah. Tak ada yang apa ni, tak ada yang study about the apa ni system sustainable ke apa ke.
Oh tak, sebab memang for this focusing on the space planning je.
Alright.
Yeah, after this ada lah yang pasal tu.
Alright, anybody else? No comment.
Doktor.
Hmm.
Saya ada soalan yang bermain pemikiran saya.
Pada saya ke pada Afina?
Pada Afina.
Okay.
Nak tengok site zoning tadi. Site zoning ke site zoning kot?
Site zoning ni?
Site, yang tu tak. Yang bukan ni, yang satu lagi. Tak ni.
Ni.
Yang tu. Yang katanya center of entrance tu, entrance untuk pedestrian ke entrance kereta ke?
Pedestrian. Kalau kereta dekat sini kan ada circular parking tu kan. Orang parking sini. Lepas tu nak buat pedestrian walkway untuk datang ke, nak connect dengan existing pedestrian walkway. Dia orang masuk ke area sini.
Oh, okay. Faham. Okay.
Saya pun ada soalan yang bermain di fikiran saya untuk everyone. Have you put the linkage between the proposed parking area to your site on the master plan?
Kalau saya ada.
Okay, Afina, because Afina is doing something like this one. I don't know. You buat macam ni kan? So, is everybody is doing the same thing? Is it this way?
Oh, masa tu Doktor nak semua orang sama. Dia punya tu.
This supposed to be sama because our site is only here. We cannot take this area because this one is beyond our boundary line. Kan kita punya site di sini saja. So, we need to design within this area only. Okay? So, whatever which is beyond our site, it should be put in your master plan. For instance, I don't know if somebody is doing something like this. So, how do you decide on this one? You haven't decided?
I think
we haven't decided.
I think you need to decide because before this, I think Hong pun dia dah ada dia punya jalan. Hari tu dia buat this side here and then dia nak buat ke sini, I think. Macam Afina dia buat something like this one. So, you need to discuss among yourself where are the best location for the linkage. Okay, to serve for everyone.
Okay.
Okay, because it should be put in your master plan. It cannot be on the individual because we are only working within this area only. Right? So after this, please sit down. Okay, siapa? Saya.
Apa ni? Kalau macam yang tempat kata ni propose apa ni, linkage ni maksudnya jalan raya ke ataupun the walkway, walkway.
Yang tu you kena bincang dalam group. Maksudnya, ada yang buat jalan raya kan? Macam Hong dia buat jalan raya. Afina buat apa? Jalan raya
Jalan
ataupun
raya.
ataupun
Jalan raya kereta.
you can combine both. Perhaps you buat macam jalan, lepas tu kat tepi tu ada untuk pedestrian lalu macam tu. Macam pattern lain. And then jalan raya untuk muat satu kereta only, macam satu hala only. Something like that. Yang tu you kena bincang dalam group. So everybody will have the similar linkage from your side to your parking area. Okay. So Yingwei, I think you are the one who are doing this one, right? So you need to call everyone for a meeting and then you decide the best solution for the linkage. Okay, alright.
After class.
Petang ni after the presentation, okay? Right. So I think Afina, okay. This one is for everybody. You need to know what is the requirement for each project. Macam this one, the brief has stated that you need to provide 3 precedent studies for your project B. So if you did not fulfill the requirement, I cannot add on the marks because the mark is basically based on the 3 precedent studies. So that's why you need to go through all the brief that has been presented before this. Kan, before this, Arsan Waila dah ada brief this one, right? And then I have already posted in your group, WhatsApp group, and then the requirement require 3 precedent studies instead only just 2. So that's why in every project you need to fulfill the minimum requirement. That one is the minimum only. You can go beyond that, but the minimum requirement is you need to fulfill. Okay, so that one is the reminder for you to go for your next project after this. Boleh Afina?
Okay.
So macam yang lepas ni pun you kena tengok juga kalau project C what are the requirement. Kalau dia kata nak simulation of 3 options and then you need to provide the 3 options for the simulation. So you need to provide 3 simulation. If you go to 4 simulation it's okay. It's better. But don't do only 2. Right? Basically because of the mark tabulation was based on all the requirements that has been mentioned. Okay? Itu I belum sebut pasal the require something which is related to you punya building services punya kelas. Macam this one kan, I would ask, okay, this one dah ada loading area. Okay lah, nasib baik ada kan. Loading area so that I know kat mana lori sampah nak lalu, something like that. Okay? And then you need to check your spelling, graphic presentation. Some fonts are too small. Macam dekat you punya president studies tadi ada yang tak nampak tu kan. Nanti untuk you punya final presentation later, yang tu you kena tengok.
Okay.
Space planning should be put in the master plan. Ni pun same case dengan siapa tadi? Same case dengan Mijan. Oh sorry, yang ni you ada semua?
Ada.
Semua tak nampak sangat
Tak nampak yang lain.
Okay. Yang ni okay. And then form development. Tu tak nampak lagi. Form development. Kan? Tak ada lagi kan? Ada tapi it's very yang ni is very basic lah. You just macam you nak provide the playground and then you just letak gambar playground and then apa dia? What else? If you are having trouble to imagine, let's say kan, you can just use macam you pakai cubes. Let's say you ambil macam kotak-kotak lama ke, you try to use the physical kalau kita tak boleh nampak, something like that. Kalau tak boleh nampak dalam bentuk 2D. So that bila you nampak you main dengan all the boxes ataupun you ambil Lego kan, you just sambung-sambung macam tu so that you akan nampak dalam bentuk physical. Yang tu akan help you punya imagination. Kalau tak, you just pakai SketchUp terus ke macam tu. Tapi I tak galakkan pakai SketchUp sebenarnya. Usually macam you pakai yang physical punya dulu. Macam pakai polystyrene ke, so that you akan nampak the meshing tu. Alright?
Okay.
So, banyak lagi ni Afina. Nanti you kena laju sikit. Okay, nanti kita akan go through the ni lah, group session individually.
Okay.
Alright? Okay.
Thank
You
you.
ada the concept tu dah ada, tapi how do you want to justify lah for each one of those things. Macam you sebut tadi, the space planning tu kan basically based on the site only, tapi nak nampakkan yang bahagian the playground tu, the fun side of your building. Nanti tak nampak lagi. Okay? Right?
Okay.
Sebab macam siapa tadi? Macam Michan tadi, dia lack of connection dengan luar. Macam you fokus sangat untuk site tapi you forgot about your concept. So you kena balance out lah. Right? Okay?
Okay.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Hello. Can
Okay.
you see my board?
Yes.
Alright.
So
Assalamualaikum.
we have
And
10 minutes to present.
okay. And a very good morning. So I will share overall of the contents of my board. So there will be the introduction and the history, then president, and then the site synthesis, site zoning, issue and concept, and some sketch and ideation. Then I will talk about the adjacency matrix and bubble diagram. Then move to the design option. So I will just start to the issue. So my issue is that Magic X dekat Magic X ni dia space dia limited because of dia adalah penyewa, macam dia dapat kontrak daripada UIRL UTM. So the building the building tu dah dibina dulu baru dia orang masuk. So the space dalam tu agak tidak macam mana nak cakap, tidak berapa okey lah untuk dia orang punya setup office. So I come up with the concept of form follow function by Louis Sullivan. Kat mana dia terangkan kat sini, dia ketengahkan yang form suatu bangunan perlulah mengikut fungsi untuk capai tahap thermal comfort dan juga itu form follow function. So ada 3 precedent study which is Googleplex, NetEase dan juga Apple HQ. So dekat Googleplex ni mostly saya akan keluarkan apa yang saya akan cuba terapkan dalam design adalah the usage the penggunaan tingkap berwarna which give the identity, dan juga dia gunakan maximizekan penggunaan tingkap untuk appreciate the view and then the light, natural light. And then from the Apple HQ, basically I will focus about the sustainable design, which is penggunaan 100% solar panel dan juga the natural ventilation. Ni adalah dia punya exterior wall, glass wall, yang mana dia ada hollow ataupun dia ada louver sikit untuk benarkan ventilation berlaku. And then dia akan keep the interior sejuk. So seterusnya. Then this is my adjacency matrix yang macam mana saya buat. Saya keluarkan the space, all the requirement space, and then saya pointkan dengan must, should dan juga will be nice kalau dia berdekatan. So must, should and will be nice tu dia lebih kurang macam wajib, harus dan juga sunat dan harus kurang. Then this is the bubble diagram after I come up with the adjacency matrix. Mana yang bersambung dan mana yang tak bersambung. Ini secara overall untuk the space. So move on to the my design option 1. So this is my design option 1, where I propose the entrance in front of here, parking, dan akan keluar kat sini juga. And saya dah bagi dekat side zoning, yang mana dekat bahagian belakang adalah bahagian kawasan private, dan ground floor ni mostly adalah untuk tempat more to public user. So ada cafe, event space semua ni. And then saya provide the lift kat tengah-tengah pas lobby. So that's for the ground floor. And then naik ke first floor ni dia dah jadi semi public. Then still lift kat tengah, dan juga ada saya kekalkan the service kat bahagian belakang. And then there's some terrace garden dan juga void ni dekat bahagian drop off, yang mana dia akan create the sense of welcoming. And then the second floor, which is the atas sekali, yang ni more to private, yang mana saya tetapkan untuk the office management, admin semua tu. And then there will be a podium, and then the indoor game. And then macam biasa belakang ni saya kekalkan sampai ke tingkat atas the service, then some balcony untuk create the view. And then this is the design concept diagram, which I start with the zoning and connection. Ini divide by the private, semi dan juga public. Then scale, nak create the building outline ataupun building vista. And then centralized circulation, yang mana untuk create entrance and circulation route oriented toward the center. And then addition to optimize space. And then this is the podium that I want to create this design option 1. Then the second one is this, where I propose the entrance and ingress and egress on here. And then the entrance of the building on the west. I still maintain the services on the back. And then I menggunakan sepenuhnya bahagian depan ni untuk create view atau scenery untuk orang luar terus nampak direct ke building. Dan juga yang sini dia saya lift dia bukan yang macam tadi centralized tu, dia macam kat tepi sikit. Then move on to the first floor pun sama, masih sama juga space dia, sebab saya nak create an hierarchy, mana kat bawah biar public je untuk senang access, and then semi public dekat first floor, and then last one will be the private, the office management. And then this is the concept diagram for the second option, zoning scale, and then subtraction to create the view, and then hollow to allow ventilation, and then the extruded untuk blockkan ataupun untuk highlight the CO office. I think that's all from me. Thank you. Is there any question?
All right. Thank you, Taufik. You managed to present it in 8 minutes only. All right. Any question from the floor?
Saya soalan.
Yes, saya. Silakan.
Taufik, can you go to
Yes,
the space planning kat tengah-tengah tadi tu?
Tengah ni ke?
Itu.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, kan Taufik cakap belakang tu, kat bahagian north tu bahagian apa ni? Private kan? Tapi at the same time juga kat situ ada parking kan yang dekat atas
Hmm.
tu. Then how can you create the privacy tu?
Dia bukannya macam kalau kita kena tengok dekat building-building dekat dengan kita juga, kita boleh jadikan macam building-building mall dekat dekat dengan tempat kita tu sebagai patient study untuk bagi servis lah. Basically kalau macam Maiden dekat tempat-tempat saya macam kat belakang tu kita boleh tengok how they create the space, macam perlu ke dia tutup dengan pagar ataupun boleh je dia buka, dia just create the buffer gunakan pokok atau apa. Tapi belakang ni pun just a parking. And I think it should be okay for services untuk belakang ni rather than untuk letak dekat depan. Jawab ke Rizan?
Menjawab.
Ya, betul ke? Faham ke?
Faham. Mantap.
Ah.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
Saya nak
Sila.
tanya.
Tak boleh.
Okay, kan yang parking yang kat depan tu kan, tu just untuk staff je kan? Staff dengan ke?
Staff. Staff. Start.
Okay, kita kan macam dia punya entrance ni kan dekat sini kan kita ada traffic light. Tak macam macam ni. Tak tu my opinion lah, macam terlalu dekat
Faham.
lights, macam jam ke.
Faham.
Dia macam
Tak, sebab tu saya cakap kita kena tengok dekat surrounding kita. Macam ada tak building yang pernah buat macam ni dan ada berlaku tak masalah kalau kat sini. Sebab ni saya refer from building dekat UMNO dekat tempat saya. Dia buat dekat tepi ni ada junction untuk susul masuk highway tau, tepi ni, dan kita kena tahulah berapa jarak dia lah. Kalau macam ni sekarang ni mungkin kita tak tahu lagi lah berapa, tapi nanti nak masuk design tu kena tahulah berapa jarak dia sampai sini untuk create this space. Kena tahu berapa.
Thank you.
Welcome. Menjawab ke Afina?
Menjawab. Sebab macam mana macam kalau kereta banyak tu lah, tu just terfikir je. So, sekarang okay. Thank you.
Alright.
Anyone else?
Tak lagi. Yang sketches tu yang idea tu ke dia just
Yes, this is the idea mana saya nak highlightkan the CEO kat atas ni, nampak macam wow.
maksudnya design dia juga macam tu ke? Like tak, sebab nak tanya kan dia konsep kan macam form follow function. Tapi macam kita tak faham, sabar.
Okay, fine.
Kita tak
nak tanya
faham,
sangat?
sabarlah.
Okay.
Kita tak faham macam mana tak ni sebab I was wondering myself juga for my masalah juga. Macam mana that concept dia being portrayed in your macam your idea.
Okay.
Probably later. Like macam form follow function ni macam quite huge.
Faham.
Like function apa macam tu lah.
Ada lagi ya?
Tak ada.
Okay. So form follow function ni dia adalah satu filosofi. And then dalam form follow function ni kita kena consider yang form dan function ni adalah satu. So kita tak boleh nak cakap benda ni filosofi ni betul, yang mana kita nak cakap benda form macam nak kena create space, and then maksudnya procedure tu maksudnya kena buat space dulu baru datang form. Tapi kita kena consider dua-dua tu jalan serentak. Macam tu lah dalam saya punya cerita ni. So that's why saya create the CEO kat atas ni, space kat atas ni, sebab saya dah fikir macam mana saya nak createkan, macam diorang kan minta separate kan, separate untuk privacy apa semua. And then dekat situ saya dah kena fikir loose space and the form serentak jalan, dan sebab tu saya letak atas sekali the CEO. So, mungkin akan come out dengan idea yang lebih kurang macam ni untuk boldkan the office diorang yang kat atas ni, BCX punya. Faham ke aja? Ke tak dapat?
Oh?
Ya. Betul lah.
Faham.
Alright.
Thank you.
Okay, ramai peminat Taufik. Alright, my comments. Kejap, kenapa you buat guidehouse dekat belakang?
Sebab ada loading.
So dia jaga yang siapa yang datang tu je. How about yang the front one?
Lepas ni
How about
saya
yang
parking kan. Saya
Ha.
belum consider lagi nak letak, atau saya nak kena tahu siapa je yang nak siapa yang nak masuk nanti. Saya pun
Itulah.
tak pasti lagi lepas ni. Tapi biasanya kalau guardhouse ni perlukan untuk tengok siapa yang masuk belakang kan.
Sebab sekarang ni kita ada 3 frontage kan. You akan ada access from your parking area.
Okay.
You akan ada access from this one. This way. So this one is the main access. And then this one is the secondary, this one is the tertiary, because this one is only for the services kan. So that's why I'm asking, why is the guardhouse is here? Are you going to monitor on this service only? Tapi how about this area? Who are going to monitor the security over here? Kalau you kata yang dekat depan, perhaps yang lobby ni kan. Lobby ada receptions and so on. Yang tu mungkin dia boleh monitor. So, itu kena tengok balik yang guardhouse tu. Alright. Presentation wise, I think it's good that you have started the theme for your presentation boards later. So this one is going to be carried out until your final presentation kan? I assume. Betul tak?
Yep. For
Right?
make style
Okay. But for instance, if you are going to use this kind of theme, it's okay. But if you're saying something like the first one, the Google Pack HQ, you were talking about all the colorful windows and so on. But that one cannot be appreciated because of the theme that you have chosen. So I think it doesn't have any harm if you just macam you kata Google Plex tu dia ada tingkap berwarna and so on. I would like to see the colourful things tu over here. I know you didn't want to, you tak nak macam dia rosak disebabkan you punya theme adalah this kind of colours kan.
Faham.
But perhaps you kena masukkan juga because you were saying that it is colourful but it doesn't represent here. It doesn't represent it here. So whatever things that you think which is important that you want to put it inside your building later, you need to put it here. Maksudnya benda tu kita akan nampak dalam grafik sekali. Not only you were saying that in a written form. Okay? Alright. The first option is only second floor. It is only until second floor, is it? The first option.
Ground first.
Okay, 3 tingkat tak perasan. Okay, I think yang ni everybody. This one is for everybody because before this, the two presentation before this, I can see you put all this boundary line here kan. Yang ni tak perlu pun. You can only just put it in your ground floor plan yang boundary line macam ni. Yang ni, this one is apply for everybody. So betul lah ni Taufik buat ni. So this one, you doesn't have to. Yang ni tak payah ulang dah. All this boundary line. Even yang north point ni pun. Okay. I think good. Tapi yang until sekarang, it is only sampai massing kan? Sorry, sampai dengan form lah kan?
Form.
Right?
Set diagram.
Tapi form is not going to be like this, right? The form. Cuma yang ni akan sampai massing je lah.
Maksudnya?
Maksudnya ia akan jadi macam very cute punya types ke? Bukan kan?
Tak, bukan. Dia ada nanti dia tune lagi lah.
So dia belum dalam bentuk form. It's only sampai massing kan? So alright. Okay. So I would like to see your progress later after this. So you start to refine. Which one you prefer most between these two?
The option one. I like the centralized on how they use the centralized escalation in the center.
Why?
Untuk connect sebab apa ni macam lift ni dekat tengah nanti boleh create the centralized escalation untuk mudahkan diorang macam bertegur siapa dengan yang lain. Dia create macam mana nak cakap,
meeting point dekat lobby area tu.
tapi tu untuk yang bawah je. Kalau macam yang atas ni dia macam boleh dia easy access aku untuk centralized circulation.
Okay. Ataupun you boleh tekankan on the interaction between the staff Macam ada dekat lift lobby tu ada pocket spaces untuk dia orang duduk-duduk and so on kan. You nak sebut tu ke?
Sebab dia senang nak berpusing ke ni, berjumpa dengan lain.
Alright. Okay. So tak apalah, lepas ni you refine lah based on ni. Tapi as I said before this, yang macam you punya intention sekarang adalah lebih pada futuristic kan. But at the same time, you also need to fulfill the sustainable punya components tu dalam kita punya design. That one is the basic, that one is the theme for our semester 2 kan. So that one's very important juga. Not only you need to achieve the futuristic theme set by the Magic Act itself, tapi you kena fulfill the theme of sustainability tu. Okay? Alright, good. Thank you, Taufik. Hello?
Puan.
Kenapa Taufik tiba-tiba hilang?
Ya. Kenapa doktor? Ada
Bye.
soalan? Oh, terima kasih.
Kau tak dengar saya cakap tadi? Dengar eh?
Doktor cakap apa tadi? Ada cakap apa ke? Doktor panggil saya tadi? Saya tak perasan. Kenapa?
Cakap
Ada
bye.
nak tanya? Oh, cakap bye. Okay, bye.
Tak, tadi saya komen kan? Dengar ke tak?
Apa?
Tadi saya komen banyak-banyak tu, dengar ke tak?
Dengar yang tu. On the point.
Takutlah tiba-tiba hilang.
Okay, terima
Sahur ke
kasih.
tak ni?
Faham.
Tak, saya tanya sahur ke tak?
Oh, sahur. Sahur Maggi.
Patutlah. Okay, next.
Saya akan share screen. Okay, everyone can see my screen, right? Hello.
Boleh.
Alright. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to our lecturer and my friends. So today I will be presenting project B. So I will tell a little bit about the introduction of our site. Basically, our site is located at Medina Iskandar, Johor, under Zone D. And the Zone D basically is the development is more to retail and creativity industry. Besides that, they are targeting young population with high quality recreational and entertainment. So next, continue to the client issue with our client is Magic X. For the client issue, I got two issues, which is separate space between management's workers and incubator for the privacy purposes. And the second one is to open space, propose an open space that can create sense of welcoming for clients and for the clients' clients. Next, my concept. For the concepts, I chose the integration tool. In this phrase, well, in this context, means two different space, which is home and office. So the integration of two words means the combination of two space, which is the home and the office, that I want to combine them. So
Sekejap. Andika pakai browser sebab I tak boleh nak contoh.
Browser.
Dia pakai browser, you tak download Webex
Oh, ada.
Patut.
Tapi kadang-kadang dia lag, saya tak tahu. Kadang buka kata dia lagging.
Okay, tak apa. Tapi watch out your spellings.
Oh,
okay. Proceed.
Right. So basically the definition for this concept is to bring home environment into the office space. So thus every worker can work efficiently and energetically at the office. So we continue to the my president study. My president study, my first president study is Macquarie Bank. In this president study, I want to learn about the interior design. in this building, I learned about the architect, the design, the apa nama dia, meeting pot, and I think this interior design can implemented in our design building because kita sebelum ni CEO Magic X tu dia ada mention about dia orang nak uh, nak buat space untuk incubators. So I think this type of interior design very suitable untuk tempatkan incubators tu. And also this interior design related to my concept, which is to implement the home environment to the office. So we continue to the next present study, which is Nanyang Technological University. In this building, I learned about the sustainable design that implemented in this building. The first one is about the facade, which is facing north and south, so that the building will not get the direct sunlight. And next is about the courtyard that function as a cooling system that cooling down the building. And next is about the material that used in this building, which is the raw concrete, and this concrete is high energy efficient. And the thing that I want to highlight more is about the green roof. The green roof, as you can see at the right here, is about the layer about layer tentang green roof tu lah. Dia pun cara-cara nak memasang cara-cara layer untuk letak green roof dekat atas building kita. So the green roof dia berfunction, function dia boleh mengurangkan suhu building, temperature of the building, and also dekat kawasan this building dia berfungsi sebagai gathering space for public. It's about the glass. In this building, it is using double glass. The double glass will minimize interior daylight while minimizing the heat conduction. Maksud dia cahaya boleh masuk tapi dikurangkan termasuk dalam building. Okay. So continue to the next president study, which is CIMC headquarters. In this president study, I learned about the shape of the building, about how the architect come out with this shape. So I think I will implement this shape in my design. So I learned about why the architect make this shape. So basically, the design, the architect want to appreciate the surrounding nature. So that's why the shape of the building is like this. So dia akan lebih terbuka kepada surrounding, macam ni, lebih terbuka kepada lebih dapat hadapan, dapat respect nature. Okay, continue to site zoning. So this is the site zoning. Basically, the main entrance to the site is here, and here is the parking for workers, VIP, and OKU only. For public, I will use the this circle parking at the rear of the site. I propose an open space at here. So and this, I also propose a pedestrian walkway, so the public can park at the parking here and can use this pedestrian walkway to enter our site. So basically, parking in our site is for the VIP, OKU, and for the workers only. At the center here is for the purpose for the building, and the back is for the loading and service. And here I propose the road for dalam masuk untuk service road. And also here I also propose a mini plaza at the junction here. So untuk highlightkan, untuk enhance the sense of welcoming for people that come from pedestrian from other side contact side neighbourhood pada kawasan tepi ni. So continue with the adjacency metric. So this adjacency metric basically kanan kiri dan kanan ni sama je. Saya buat macam ni sebab nak tekan buat je supaya nampak lebih simetri. Untuk this and this is the bubble diagram. Okay, we continue with the space planning. So this is the floor. As I can see, as before, I propose the main entrance here, and the upper here is for the public, pedestrian walkway for public to enter the site. And here is for the parking for the IP workers and OKU. So from here, this is the drop off, and then we akan jumpa lobby. Dekat lobby tu ada security, and at the center here is the post a courtyard for sustainable design. Next, di sini saya propose exhibition area. Dekat dengan exhibition area, saya also propose building service untuk exhibition area ni. Dekat bahagian belakang ni, okay, saya lupa. Dekat sini saya propose lobby because for the public, orang public dia akan guna this pedestrian. So when they enter the site, dia akan jumpa lobby dululah. So adalah sense of welcoming kat situ. And then bila jumpa lobby, dia akan boleh pergi ke event space dan surau, toilet and cafe. And also I propose dekat belakang ni untuk loading, unloading untuk cafe. And this is the service road. Okay, continue to the first floor. Basically first floor ni lebih kepada semi-public and private. This is the atrium ataupun courtyard di atas tu. And at the atrium, I propose incubator near the atrium untuk related dengan idea interior design untuk buat port tu. So saya propose dekat atrium. And dekat incubator tu saya propose battery and indoor game. And untuk lecturer room, I propose at here. Filing storage and resources center. Continue to the second floor. Untuk second floor ni saya lebihkan kepada untuk building-building ya, untuk area yang memerlukan suasana yang agak sunyi. So untuk tu saya propose audio and voice over dekat bahagian second floor, meeting room, and also net capsule untuk orang istirahat, idea pitching, and meeting room. And also as I propose a roof garden at the second floor. Okay. Then
Okay, Andika, you can wrap
yeah.
up now. You can wrap up now.
Okay. So I think okay. Untuk idea saya, so this is the initial idea of the 3D lah. Dia lebih minimalistic and maybe I will use the concrete. Okay, I think that's all yang saya sempat. And this is the second design. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andika. Any question from the peers? Any comments? Okay, guys. Oh, please
Ada
ask a
soalan,
question.
soalan tak apa.
Doctor, you calling me to ask questions, is it?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
forcing you.
Okay. Wait. Nika, you go to the ground floor plan, the first option, the bubble diagram. Not ground floor, it's the second floor, I think. Yes, this one. Is there any reason why you put the filling storage next to the at that area? Is it used for the resource center, lecture room, or in any place? Why is it there?
I think filing storage is for the general office. And I put it here because untuk
But
simpan
if
file.
it's that, but if the storage is there, is like not really working, since for the general office they have to work until the atrium and then go through the washroom, resource center, and then only they can use the storage.
Oh, betul juga kan.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I don't saya tak fikir lagi secara detail about the
Okay.
sebelahan ataupun tak bersebelahan. I just put it here first.
And then one thing in my opinion is that the pantry probably can be put together with the atrium lah. So both the office and also the incubator can use it, and it can be a place for them to have discussion lah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's all, Dr. Fat.
Thank you, Hong. Good idea.
All right, something that you can ponder upon. Anyone else? Anyone else who want to comment on Andika's what? I cannot counting your pot lah. Kan sebab you pakai browser. Dia kena pakai download punya apps. Nazu. Where's Nazu? Nazu so quiet hari ni. Nazu?
Dia hujan lebat kat rumah dia sekarang. Dia punya live dulu sikit.
Asya lah.
Betul saya. Okay.
Yeah, sure. See you guys.
Man, cantik bot.
Okay, Andika tadi nak counting beberapa item banyak juga spelling mistakes ni. Yang tu you kena very be careful Sama dengan siapa tadi? Sama dengan Afina tadi. You kena go through one by one. Okay? You nampak macam tak penting sangat. Tapi dia akan penting lah. Satu lagi adjacency matrix tu dia quite confusing sebenarnya. You nak bagi cantik kan, tapi I tak pernah lagi lah nampak dua belah macam ni. Tahu lah saya tak pernah jumpa lagi lah. This is the first time. I thought yang the first one is the option 1, the second one is option 2. Tapi sebenarnya nak bagi cantik je kan?
Yep.
Okay, I would like to ask you one question. You have put the lobby at the back area kan? So how do you control the security dekat lobby yang at the back tu? For instance, kalau kat depan you ada lobby and receptions kan? Okay, macam lobby yang depan you letak security, tapi lobby kat belakang ni. How do you control?
Untuk control tu, I'm not sure, but maybe boleh ke kalau kita propose banyak guardhouse? Sebab kita kan ada 3 entrance, so maybe I can propose 3 guardhouse.
Okay, let's say if you are the guardhouse is not only solution for your security, alright? So this one it will be applicable for everyone. You can say that you are going to use CCTV and so on. And then another one, if you are putting your receptions dekat depan tu pun, you kena tahu the viewing points. Let's say, how does the design of the receptions area tu pun akan nampak, akan monitor all the people that are going to use your building. So those are the things. Not only you need to provide, dia bukannya necessarily you have to provide. Katalah kalau 3 entrance you kena ada 3 guard house. Dia tak. Okay. How you apa tu? Dia panggil sebagai surveillance. Natural surveillance. The way you design the things. For instance, you are putting that one dekat event space kan. So how do you design the event space tu? The shape of the particular area, the circulation, so that it going to the people over here yang akan monitor siapa yang akan masuk dekat lobby. Okay. Kalau you were saying that you akan pakai CCTV and so on, itu dah masuk technical. Itu tak masuk dalam kita punya architectural punya design. Okay, yang tu macam technical punya solution lah. Right? But the main thing is the design of the space itself. How to create the self-surveillance tu. Natural surveillance, natural surveillance. Okay, for instance, katalah, itu yang tak lu nak conteng. Kau saya conteng saya punya laptop ni kan. Macam mana? So macam for instance, you put the stacking dekat atas tu, orang daripada atas boleh tengok siapa yang kat bawah. Kan? So not only you tengok dia dalam bentuk plan, you boleh tengok dia dalam bentuk section and so on. Macam for instance, orang yang dekat courtyard tu boleh nampak siapa yang masuk dekat lobby, something like that. Itu contoh. Maksudnya the way you put the placements of the windows. Okay, how big is the window and so on. Alright. Apa lagi ya? I think you have provided good options over there dekat bawah tu. Which one do you prefer most to proceed for your final presentation?
Not sure yet. I'm not really sure yet.
Because I can see from these two options that you have provided, one is too minimalist. Macam it's very, macam dia macam bentuk rectangular. It's quite boring tau. Tapi kalau yang the second one is more give the energy for the magic act itself. So I think in my own opinion, the second one is better because it represents magic acts more. Okay, but you need to justify. That's why I'm asking you, which one do you want to proceed? You kena faham the client preferences and then how do you reflect to your site. Macam sekarang you were focusing on the site itself kan? That's why you put all the space planning based on site. Tapi you haven't gone through very detail in terms of the magic punya preferences, magic acts punya preferences kan? Okay. Another thing, alright, the interior design. Okay, you were saying that you want to focus on the interior design for the first park tu kan, tapi tak nampak interior kat situ. Itu kat luar kan?
Ni. Dalam.
You were talking about the interior design. Ini dalam eh?
Dalam. Ni dekat atrium dia ni macam saya.
Sebab nampak macam daripada luar. I know sebab dia nampak macam, sebab daripada atrium tu yang dia nampak macam outer layer. So kalau you kata you boleh tambah juga dia punya interior design tu, maksudnya big, sebab you were talking about based on working, flexible work platform. Itu tak nampak lagi. Ni pun salah eja ni kan, by dash consultant. So you kena check satu-satu. Nama ayah saya salah ni. Ni potong 10 markah. Okay. So itulah, you kena check satu-satu lah. Alright. Okay, good. I think. Tapi Andika lain kali I think kena pakai apps lah supaya kita boleh terus conteng kat sini senang.
Ya, saya tadi pakai apps tapi dia macam dia kadang-kadang dia lagging lambat.
Kalau you tutup video pun.
Dia kadang-kadang dia ikut, dia tahulah dia ikut, mungkin ikut apa kot, ikut saya punya internet kot. Internet connection lah kot.
Okay. So right. Thank you.
Thank you, okay.
Next, siapa?
I'll go first. Sebab Nazul tengah ni masalah internet.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to all. So today I'm going to present about my board, which is Start of Success. So for this project, so first of all, I'm going to brief a bit about Medini. So Medini city is a new urban township with integrated and comprehensive master plan coordinated by MIM. MIM is Medini Iskandar, Malaysia. The master plan is designed with a strategic vision to encapsulate Medini as a city that is strong and iconic with a distinctive view, new buildings, designs, and people-oriented public spaces. Okay, so that's a little bit about Medini. And then next, I'll go to the site synthesis. So here are the few things that I want to improve at the site. So first of all is since most of the residents there use ride bicycle, so bicycling is proposed to provide better connection to the site for the residents who usually ride bicycle. And then also I planted trees to screen from the strong wind that can damage the building, and also to screen from the unnecessary noises that can be heard at the site. And then next, since the old bus stop is already abandoned, and also to give a better accessibility to the site, a new bus stop is proposed. Here, so now. And then I also propose a pedestrian bridge to connect the site, since the site and Sunway Big Box is very far, like it is separated by a big wood, so it is better to have a pedestrian bridge so that people can cross from there safely. So that's all for my site synthesis, and then next I'll go to the client. So our client is Magic X. So Magic X is basically it focuses more on media and game innovations and game. So the purpose of Magic X is to support and promote development and ecosystem of creative industry, which focuses more on enrichment of digital content and gamification. So that's about Magic X. And then I'll go to the precedent study. So first, my precedent study is Up Mountain and Mountain Plain Amstelveen. So the architect is Ringboat. The area is 42,500 meters square, completed at year 2020. So it is a malfunctional complex as a mountain bridge village, Mountain Plain, department store, and Up Mountain residential building emphasizing the Up Mountain. So basically it is rise upward in a step form, each that is reminisce the ice flow stack on the top of each other, or a mountain village built against the slope. So basically I'm interested in the way it stack up, rising upward. And also the architect created a volume that rises in staggered formation with series of terraces that facing suits that offer panoramic views over the Amstelveen and the city park. So here, as you can see, it is a terrace with a nice view. And then that's for Up Mountain and Mountain Plain Amstelveen. And then next, I'll go to the Solar Textile office. So basically, this office, it's quite the same with what we're going to do with our project. So this building contains the office. Deposits, and exhibition areas for a company that designs and trades textile product. As you can see here, is the big space for the event space and exhibition space, and the upstairs is for the office. So the two levels will build on the adjoining property where closed office and workstation are located. The new construction is located just now. So large windows, high ceiling, and work optimized open floor plans mark the territory where creative thinking unfolds. So that's for my second precedent study. And the last one is the Macau Library. So the architect is Meccano and located as Macau. So the things that I'm interested in here is the building envelope, the shading device that is used here. So an intriguing play of light and shadow is projected onto the floor and walls of the library. The continuous L shape that defines the library volume and its uniform facade helps to redefine the square. So I'm interested with that of this building. So that's all for my precedent study, and then I'll go for the design concept. So my design concept is the name that I give for my design concept is Step of Success. So why is Step of Success? First of all, let us focus more on Magic X. So Magic X is a company that focus more on gamification and the digital content, while Incubators is a startup company that is uh, uh, staying there to learn from Magic X. Magic X provides services for these incubators, and there are new ventures and still learning about the business. So why the steps of success? So the steps that represent Magic X and the incubators as the main character in the journey of achieving their dreams, inspiring the users to always take a step ahead in order to get to the top and upgrade the quality of users' work life. This also represents how Magic X is company that always look forward to the future in terms of gamification and enrichment of digital content. So basically, this design will have the element of futuristic design and something like rising to the top. So that's for my design concept. And then here is my identity symmetric. So in my building, we have lobby, reception counter, exhibition, event space, cafe, office space, lecture room, meeting room, discussion area, audio voiceover studio, resource center, a general office for department, the CEO office, and also meeting room for the general office, and then cleaning and storage, pantry, surround, and also last but not least, washroom. So this is the bubble diagram for my building, my design. Okay. So first of all is the event space. So I would like to have the exhibition, lecture room, and the cafe to be connected to the event space. And for the as for the discussion area, I would like to have the incubator, these three incubator to be connected to the discussion area, since they are the one who's gonna use the discussion area. Well, here is the office. So all the Magic X like stuff that involve with Magic X will use these spaces. Okay, so this is the space tabulation that I will update from time to time while designing my building. So next we'll go to the design meshing. So here is the option 1. So first of all, I created a shape which is the square. The length of the building is reduced while the width of the shape is added as responding to the sun direction. This is to avoid the building for having the hard sunlight during the day for a long time. And then at the edge of the cube is cut to correspond to the corner. This is to help the people from the corner to see the building more clearly, and the cube then is divided by the level. So then the level is then pushed to give a rising to the top effect as a responding to the design concept. So this is the space planning for the first meshing. So at the first floor we have exhibition area. So at the center is the exhibition area. So can enter from both sides, from the back and the in front of the building. So here is the exhibition area, and also we got lobby, reception. So the cafe, so people from the corner can see the cafe. So we have the washroom and surau here. So I put it down there so that they can solat Jumaat ramai. So double entrance. So next up to the first floor. So we have meeting room, washroom, and incubators. Incubators all are here. And we have pantry and also resource center for them to use, and the discussion area at the center. And then for the second floor, we have the CEO room, meeting room, voiceover studio, and also office for the department. And then I'll go next to the next. I'll go to the next meshing. Okay. So for the option 2, I use the decagon shape. A decagon shape. A decagon shape is used to respond to the master plan, which have a lot of circles. Like the middle of the building is removed then to let the ventilation in, and also giving the spaces for the event. So the event will be the event spaces will be at the center of the building. Like it's a big space for them to do the event and stuff. So the building is then divided according to its level again, and then second floor and the first floor is pushed to give the rising to the top effect. So here is what it looks like now. And then for the double entrance so that people can enter from Sunway Big Box and also can see from in front of our building is double, and so we use the double entrance. And then also to let the middle part of the building become like a pathway from them to cross from another point, like from Sunway Big Box to the next point. So they are going to walk in this building, under this building. So we have so that's for my second missing, and here is the space planning for my second missing. So at the ground floor, so here is the exhibition area, a lobby there, and then a washroom in surau and a cafe here. So here, as I told you guys before, so they can go walk through the building, like at the ground floor, and then go to the first floor. We have the discussion area at the top, since at the top to I push. So we have a discussion area there, and an open one, and then a lecture room, meeting room, and still incubator. Three incubator that I divided into 3, 10, 10, 10. So incubator 1, incubator 2, incubator 3. So, and then a resource center at the center of the second floor. And then this is at the center of the first floor, sorry. So, and then for the second floor, here's the CEO room. So he would like to have to see the view, right? So I put it in. I put him at the center, and then we have office, general office at side of the CEO's room. We have meeting room and pantry here for them, and then lastly, we have a voiceover studio. So I think that's all from me. If that, I thank you.
Right, thank you, Asha. Anything from the peers? Mijan? Mijan dah tak ada dah?
Dia terbang ke langit.
Just bentar dah present kan? Taufik?
Allah.
Ya saya. Saya Taufik.
Ya, awak kan suka tanya soalan.
Okay. Saya ada soalan.
Aduh.
Pergi dekat tu agency matrix sekejap.
Matrix.
Agency dia tolong cepat sikit.
Sabar.
Orang lain nak present.
Sabarlah. Tak dia.
Okay.
Dah, nampak tak? Nampak.
Tak nampak, dekat lagi. Kenapa dia macam panjang sangat?
Sebab nak penuhkan bot, nampak kosong.
Oh, okay. Sekejap. Nak oh, okay. Clear. Nampak purple. Ada. Ni konsep Thanos kan?
Bukan lah.
Bukan.
What? Step of success.
Salah orang lah.
So, ni tak dengar lagi. Okay.
Kenapa purple?
Kenapa purple? Oh, sebab Magic X punya lambang kan dia ada warna purple. So, I choose purple. Lepas tu cari template ada kali palette. So, keluar dengan kuning sekali.
Nanti building tu warna purple lah ke atau macam mana? Nanti building tu akan warna purple ke atau?
Might have some colour purple kot. Like to represent Magic X, since dia sini dia cakap yang dia nak the building daripada jauh, kita cakap tahu tu Magic X. So maybe like we can add some purple element to the building, I don't know. Maybe.
Boleh letak signboard dia susah kat atas. Tahu signboard yang disco tu. Tak kat atas Magic X. Nanti lilak.
Okay, nanti saya letak.
Okay, Asha.
Saya.
I rasa dalam in terms of graphic presentation, dia macam quite rigid tau. Dia macam tak nampak pun the fun part of the Magic X. Ini I tegur pasal board presentation boards. Okay, macam it's very rigid, macam you are following the ada 3 column and then you need to fill in the 3 columns with, dia macam boring lah dia punya presentation wise tu. Yang tu you kena fikir balik untuk your final presentation later. Because we were talking about the step of success, Magic X ni dia macam game developer which is very fun. Dia nampak yang very dynamic tau. Tapi kalau dia punya presentation wise, dia tak nampakkan all those elements tu. Dia macam buatkan orang dia the eagerness to see the progress tu dia kurang lah. Okay?
Faham.
Nanti you akan yang untuk final presentation yang tu you kena think of how to make it more interesting. Alright?
Baik.
Bubble diagram can be separated into several level. Macam yang sekarang you buat satu je kan bubble diagram kan. You tak nampak the connection tu. Dia sebenarnya yang mana dekat ground floor plan, yang mana dekat second floor plan, yang third floor plan. Okay. And then another thing, I think the big thing that I want to focus here is you punya parking area dengan you punya building ni. Your parking area tu dia dah ambil half of your site, which dia akan memudahkan you punya space efficiency dengan space occupancy. Perasan tak? Macam you contek kat sini sekejap. Okay, this is your site. Kan? But you have sacrificed half of your site dekat parking sahaja, and then your building become very small. So, because Nusajaya, dia punya site, dia punya land is very expensive kan. So, tempat tu pun tempat yang eksklusif with the Sunway big box and so on. Lepas tu dia punya target users pun macam Singaporeans and so on. So, that's why the land is very crucial dengan is very expensive kat situ. So, macam ni kan, dia punya building tinggal besar ni je. Jalan ni lagi besar, jalannya service area ni. Faham tak?
Faham.
So, nanti kita tengok balik. Sebab I know because you tak masuk lagi dalam satu-satu apa tu? Dalam satu-satu space. Tapi because you have done this space tabulation ni, you dah boleh bayangkan dah macam mana besar dia. Macam contohnya for the lobby. Perhaps the lobby ataupun the exhibition area is the biggest space dekat sini kan. So, dia akan lagi besar. Okay, yang ni memang nampak dia punya space efficiency tu dia tak cukup. Right?
Saya ada soalan je. Ni belakang ni service road kan? Yang kat kali hijau.
Mana?
Ya, warna hijau yang bulat hijau ni.
Betul.
Service road lah.
Hmm.
Then dia facing the road lah. The main road kat tepi ni.
Kasih.
Maksudnya loading tu kenapa buat dekat bahagian sini? Bahagian jalan ni.
Dekat frontage.
Frontage. I think kita boleh, mungkin kat sini kita boleh, I don't know lah macam nak cakap, tapi for me sebab ni kan kita punya main road kan, maybe boleh letak you punya sculpture ni dekat sini ke instead of sini. Sebab orang nampak kan, walaupun orang tak masuk tapi orang nampak kita punya side tu ada ni, nanti macam wah ada sculpture, jom masuk.
Faham.
Maybe lah.
Orang tu.
Maybe.
Right.
Okay, so something yang that you can think of lah. Okay, for instance macam you buang sampah kat sini kan, and then lori sampah masuk sini. Sedangkan you were saying that this one is the prime area. So yang tu you kena consider jugalah. Alright. So tapi yang the main thing memang you punya space occupancy ni. Space efficiency. Kita tengok balik. For instance, perhaps you buat kata staggered ni kan, yang bawah ni lagi besar ke? Macam mana yang bawah sekali? Lagi satu, jalan ni you tak payah tunjuk sampai atas kan? Takkan ada jalan dekat first floor, second floor.
Okay.
Dia tunjuk dekat ground floor saja. Okay? So that dia akan nampak macam ni. Katalah ground floor plan yang ni paling biggest. Lepas tu dia makin kecil. So nampaklah dia punya staggered dia tu tadi. Okay Aisyah?
Okay.
Alright.
Faham.
Okay. Alright. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay.
Thank you, Rafiq.
Welcome.
Doktor, dengar tak?
Dengar.
Tengok punya ayam.
Nazu and next.
Ya.
Baru habis 5 orang. Saya rasa 10 minit je seorang.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Nazu. Hari ni saya akan bentangkan pasal projek B kita. So sama macam last time, just brief je, so berapa minit je kan. So nama tajuk projek ni is The Loop. So loop ni kalau in simplify is actually consider of element of programming lah. Nanti kita akan go in detail lah dalam konsep loop tu. So kita jump terus ke our client yang akan fokuskan dalam design ni. Basically MagiX ni is actually Media and Game Innovation Center. So it's about modern technology lah. So these are several of their products, and some of issues that I found here is where there are not enough space for expanding their company team, and also no privacy for each of the team lah. And then our user of the MagiX ni, main user lah, selain daripada outsider, is MagiX punya officers tu, students, ni not student kita lah, students yang macam sedang belajar. And then client, the incubators punya owner, and then the client's client. And then next we go to the site synthesis dulu. Okay, from my observation, our site located at a very constant temperature, which is hot humidity. Therefore, there will not be available too much outdoor activities for a long time. And therefore, to increase the outdoor activities, we can propose to put more vegetation and also utilize the ventilation lah, so that our building colder. And also the strong wind which can cause damage, yang basically about materials. And then circulation and notes about our circulation, where our site have pedestrian walk and bicycle track, but due to like long time left and they don't have like good maintenance lah. And then the circulation of area that I propose in this site is connecting to our master plan. Therefore, we will not interrupted this area from Syariah Medini 5 ni. It's just the entrance could be from here, one way lah. And then two way from this jalan apa ni? Tak ada jalan ni, and then using this roundabout lah untuk masuk and drop off area. And my unloading is also same as Aisyah juga, area sini. So the reasons why, because we don't want to interrupt this circulation kat sini. Lagi-lagi ada pedestrian, ada cycling. So I don't want to put like a heavy vehicle that around this area lah. And then we go to the notes part. This one is about attraction lah, what I propose, especially in the culture area, which our site is about entertainment punya area, so we need to blend in with them kan. And then for the scenery, this anak panah ni is actually tunjuk our macam best view, but this kind of view is not from our side only. Kalau view ni ke dalam, meaning to say the view from the Sunway big box towards our side tu kena ada like a better view lah, macam first impression. But from our side to the Sunway big box is not a great view actually because it's just a building, right? Therefore, I rotate it from the view inside our building towards the master plan punya tambah. And then we'll go to the concept. Okay, so ni yang cakap pasal the loop tadi is about program software punya loop. So if we command about contoh lah, dia punya metaphor is actually our motor vision kan. So kalau kita letak vision tu, kalau tak sampai selagi tu benda tu akan looping lah. And then our representation is actually the loop represent the system of company and then the efficiency. And the life pula represent about the cycle of the Magic X sampai lah ke client. And this is actually what I explained before about bentuk yang inspired by the incubators tu. And then the same thing, why I choose hexagon because it's a natural structure and very strong compared to others. And then the design team focusing on the creativity and sustainability. And then we jump to the space planning and zoning. So this one I already mentioned earlier, and we'll go to the floor plan. Floor plan dulu ke? Okay, so from this very bare sketch here, this one is actually from Subway Big Box, and this one from parking, roundabout parking tu. And then first floor there will be entrance from this side and this side, but this side is actually from cafe. And from this first floor, you can only go inside second floor using this pathway here, which will be in this area. So there will be like client incubators tu je yang boleh masuk sampai area sini. But for the visitors, they can guna sampai area atas ni, ada dari sini sampai atas sikit setengah. And then the third floor, which is more towards general office resource center. And reasons why resource center kat atas is actually because of the president studies that I view. That I view is they putting knowledge above all because it's put the martabat ilmu tu lah dekat atas tu. So this is like representation there. And then CEO also at the top of it because he want the start punya tinggi kan. So dia akan be at the top one. And then the second design is actually comes from President study tak boleh. Okay, president studies here. Sorry. Okay, this one is also the same. From here, some will be box, and you got the parking area. There will be two entrance, one from cafe yang boleh circle around here, and then one from parking area towards exhibition area. So this in the middle is actually the main focal point lah. Macam tu lah. Kalau dia punya movement towards second floor and third floor is in this in the middle, and also macam back stairs ni macam motor business here. And then we'll go to second floor, also the same, just using the entrance in the middle, and then towards incubators and seminar room. And then the top one is sales center, also the same using the middle punya entrance, and then CEO office, menghadap apa tu, master plan. Okay, this one is actually the same. This is what I referring to. Forgot to mention about the president studies. But the president studies is just the same that I mentioned about the program representative too. From above, from below, culture, middle, fitness, and then the above, knowledge. And then this one is the structure for the RAM, especially for this design one. Is more towards a movement which taken from the nature, so it's blending, especially our side, blending with the master plan lah. And the next one is nursery ni. This is actually about the facade that details which shows the inside of the building, and also the first impression towards what I figuring to people from the Sunway Big Box too. And because that place is like the notes, and the most people will first view facade is from the area. Okay, this one is the sketch from previous one. Okay, the first one is actually the hexagon part, and then the subtraction in the middle, and this side is actually for the entrance and connection with lagi satu punya duplicate, and the circulation for the ramp which I include here. So as you can see, it's actually entered from here first. This one is from Sunway box, ni from parking area. So when they go inside in the middle, they will have like loop punya bridge lah macam tu. And then the final massing is like this. But the height is not the same as what I figure out because maybe due to the side constraint. And then the design 2, the basic shape facing notes, which is the both side master plan and also Sunway box 2. And this one is standard. Okay, and the second one is the block, the first block above. We push it forward to have that movement and continuity from the second block here. And then therefore the void that we created earlier can be as the macam teduhan and also good ventilation punya. And then this additional part at this behind is actually contrast to contrast block. It's actually to communicate with this part lah because we don't want to be this one tergantung. And then this is how this part is actually respond to the final president studies, which mostly about the structure is very play around and people can enjoy all over the site, all over the building. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Nazu.
Alright.
Hajar.
Yes.
Just comment on Nasus.
Hajar.
Bawah sikit.
Sekejap. Okay.
Zoom in sikit dah dekat part floor
Building.
plan.
Yeah.
Yang S4 kan ni kan macam bentuk yang apa ni hexa. Tapi bentuk ni yang part yang kosong tu memang kosong ke dia ada like any
Big
space ke?
ni Ni kat
Bukan yang dekat sekeliling dia tu, yang macam ring tu. yang bentuk macam infinity tu, bentuk 8 tu, kan dia ada macam bentuk angle yang belah kanan yang macam kosong tu kan. Tu memang kosong je ke?
Sebab ni area ni actually macam respond to side degrees different angles lah. Itu je. Maybe dalam exterior nanti untuk creativity yang I propose before yang letak big screen yang macam 3D untuk animation punya lah kalau orang nak untuk play around dengan side tu. Lepas tu dia macam dia kosong. Kalau tak pokok nanti tak nampak pula.
Okay Nazu. Tadi you propose yang access daripada parking tu kan? Tapi I rasa sebab that one dia adalah master plan punya proposal. So that's why I want everyone to sit down together and then propose the best linkage from your parking area to your site. Sebab itu dia tak termasuk dalam kita punya boundary line. Yang atas tadi yang you provide 2 jalan tu kan?
Tak boleh gerak. Kenapa?
Dia kan cancel tu kot.
Cancel.
Ke Cursor apa yang tepi tu?
Okay.
Tu bunyi apa ayam eh?
Minta maaf. Nak
Okay, yang
bertelur.
Nazul.
Okay.
Dia pun nak present. Okay, yang you propose this one kan? Yang ni, nanti I kena check balik tapi supposed to be dia tak boleh. Sebab because our boundary line is only here. So kalau everybody is proposing yang satu way, dia kena jadi satu way lah. And then another thing, you buat dia punya frontage dekat sini daripada sini So how about this area? Is there any access to this one?
This part sebab mostly ada dua, sorry. Ada dua macam pedestrian walk tau. So kalau masukkan apa, kereta punya vehicle, so dia jadi bertindih. Sebab sini dah ada dah satu entrance. Lepas tu sini ada satu pedestrian walk dengan zebra crossing kat sini. Ada
So
dua
this
kat
one,
sini.
dia akan ada entrance tak? I mean entrance for the pedestrian ada tak?
Belum.
Belum.
Cuma ada building punya pintu tu memang menghadap dia orang lah.
Okay, let's say I am macam I jalan daripada sini, jalan kaki. So how do I go to your building? Maksudnya entrance dia daripada mana? Dia kena pergi juga sini. Is it?
Tak, ada dua entrance yang propose. Sekiranya satu hadap untuk pedestrian walk sini. Sini. Satu lagi untuk sini.
So yang tu you need to, yang ni pun sama juga case dengan siapa tadi yang buat lobby dekat belakang tu kan. You kena ada natural surveillance tu. So you can control whoever yang will come from di depan dengan belakang. Okay. And then another thing, dia punya graphic presentation, because this today is submission kan. Dia bukan create session. So dia punya presentation board ni some graphic, some images are not clear. Yang tu some space tabulation is too small. Dia macam bukan submission punya produk.
Standard.
Tahu pun. Kenapa? Lepas
Yeah.
tu ada so dia bukan submission punya standard. Dia macam create session punya. Tapi you kena bezakan this one is submission for today. Okay, sebab ada markah. Alright.
Okay.
And then space planning should be put in the master. Okay, yang ni okay. Tengok yang last kali tadi.
Last.
Okay, another thing because you are putting your space tabulation tu dekat yang loop tu, dia tak nampak lagi where's the jalan, where's the loading, unloading. Macam sini kan. Sebab tu I tanya you macam mana I nak masuk daripada depan dengan belakang. For instance tadi, mana jalan tadi? Ini sebab you dah langgar boundary kat sini kan. So yang tu tak clear lagi. Where's your loading dekat sini? Dia masuk daripada mana? Sebab kalau semua orang masuk daripada sini, so loading area you nak letak belah mana? From here. Nanti dia akan jalan kat sini. Is it? Ini pun sama. Ini pun sama. Bila you buat macam ni, so masa you buat ni, dia dah kena consider dah where is the access road, where is the service road, macam mana orang nak apa tu?
Daily lah.
Best view. Even this one lah. You kena dah ada the planning tu. Okay?
Okay, faham.
Alright, so untuk final presentation nanti you kena think of how to the presentation board itself lah, make it more interesting. Sama macam Asha tadi, dia tak nampak lagi yang macam the Magic X tu is very game punya developer and so on kan. The fun part tu tak nampak lagi. Alright?
Alright.
Alright, thank you. Tak apa, Asha banyak masa lagi.
Okay,
Alright.
next presenter.
Mm-mm.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay.
Thank you, Aja.
Okay. So, saya start. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat tengah hari. And a very good afternoon. My name is Hajar Maira, and today I am going to present my project B. So firstly, about the client for our current project is Magic X, which it is a media and game innovation center that are made to support and promote the development and ecosystem of creative industry that focuses on gamification and enrichment of digital content. And next is co-working space. What is co-working space? It is an arrangement in which workers of different companies share an office space, allowing cost saving and convenience through the use of common infrastructures. Next is for my design. The issue that I found out is how the current environment in Magic X does not help in creating ideas. So the solution that I provide is by providing a space for the workers to generate ideas in a comfortable and conducive way. So my target users are the adults and the teenagers, which are at the right age for gaming and technologies. As for the inspiration, my inspiration is puzzle because it is good for the brain. It keeps the stress away. And so as for my concept is the puzzle of ideas, where it is to show how each puzzle piece represents an idea and how every ideas are combining with each other. The puzzle could also help develop critical thinking skills because it helps strengthen memory and intelligence with the interconnect, expand, and diverge. Next is the site analysis. As you can see here, I analyze the site through the component, which are the view, sunlight, wind direction, tactile, utility, circulation, and sensory. But I will focus more on the synthesis. Firstly, for the location, circulation, and man-made synthesis, first is I proposed an entrance from the main road to provide better legibility. Next is to propose a side entrance for services, and design a pedestrian walkway from the existing parking. But then we need to confirm this again and to design a drop-off area in the site, propose a bus stop near the site, and also integrate and propose a drainage and sewerage system into the site for building services. As for the neighborhood, context, nature, features, and sensory, I wanted to propose a medium height bushes to increase security and to add more plants in the site to filter noise and smell, and act as a shading device and to take advantage of the uninterrupted view from and towards the site by designing an eye-catching facade. Lastly is the climate and orientation and the synthesis, which is to orient the building facing south to avoid direct sunlight and propose a photovoltaic panels of the facade receiving direct sunlight. Provide a suitable outdoor material for walkway. This is to respond back to how our site received a quite high amount of rainwater. And lastly is to propose windows facing the direction of wind to allow cross ventilation and avoid air stagnation. So next, I'll continue with my precedent study. So I have 3 precedent study. Firstly is the Faculty of Fine Art, Music and Design of the University of Bergen. So what I took from here is how the entrance is connected to an outdoor plaza to engage it in a dialogue with the city center, making it inviting. Next is how it assemble the scattered faculty under one roof. And lastly is the puzzle-like prefab raw aluminum facade elements clad the building's exterior. Exactly how I wanted the facade to be able to attract people. Next is the Yuan Kiang Express V Plus co-working space. The parts that I took was how the retail area has a different and a separate entrance from the main space, and how they have more private spaces such as meeting rooms and office cubicles for a more private activity. And lastly is how they have a sleeping cabin for the teams to socialize and relax. And lastly is the NASA sustainability base. This is mainly about sustainability and material. Firstly, the photosynthetic envelope, where it captures solar energy and convert it into energy-rich organic molecules. Second is the structure that was designed for this assembly, so it could be easily be dismantled or repaired. This is to refer back to how our puzzle works. And lastly is it optimize the daylight views and natural ventilation. So next, this is my bubble diagram. It is divided into 3 zones, which is the public, semi-public, and private. So from a vertical connection, it is to represent how every incubator comes with the idea, and Measure X helps them develop their idea. As for the design strategies, this is to refer back to my concept. First is to expand. So the metaphor is how the puzzle are played by expanding them. And the meaning that I wanted to interpret is how I wanted the incubators to be able to expand their ideas. And in order to integrate this, I propose a few sustainability elements, which is vegetation and sunlight using photovoltaic panels. Next is the connect, how the puzzle is themed to connecting the ideas, and how I wanted to integrate this by connecting inside the building, probably a bridge or a walkway. Next is divergent, where ideas extend different from a standard way. The elements to portray is by the disassembly structure, and the radial organization. And last is the solid and white. Solid is a matter of presence, and what is absence of it. So what I plan to do is by the space planning, where the solid for the building spaces, while the white is for the landscape, exactly like the process of completing the puzzle. So as for the space planning, this is the first option, which is the ground floor plan. First, I propose an entrance from the main road, and there's a side back road for the services. As you can see, the exhibition and event space and lobby and reception, which I wanted it to be welcoming, is facing the main road, the road with most cars, and facing the view of Big Box, where it is one of the landmark. And opposite the lobby is a cafe where they have they could cater both view, which is from the side road and the main road, and also the junction, and also place the services at the back of the site, close to the service road, and the general office, pantry, meeting room, and filing storage are placed at the back, but are divided by the courtyard to create a semi-private space. As for the second floor, I placed the incubator space, discussion area, ID pitching space, Zura toilets, and the outdoor garden. Basically, the outdoor garden is on the first floor. So, and there is a bridge that I said in my strategy just now, to connect the spaces. The office space and incubators, it is placed at the back to create a more privacy space. But at the same time, since the frontage over here does not have any, I mean, like the height of the office space or incubators is higher, so they get to enjoy the view indirectly, the view of the Sunway box. And last is the second floor, which is the top floor. I placed an audio voice-over studio, meeting room with teleconference, toilet, seminar room, and mini library. Basically, these spaces are spaces that are more of stuff that they need, probably they need to share. So I placed it so that they get to connect better. Okay, as for the design option 1, massing form and space. First is the extrusion of the volume. And second is the zoning, how the spaces are divided into zoning, public, semi-public, and private zoning. The subtraction, where the subtraction is to imitate the process of doing puzzle, and the main space are placed facing the main road to attract visitors into the building, besides providing an interesting view from Sunway Big Box and the traffic junction. And next is the addition, where the spaces are split into 3 levels, which are higher than Sunway Big Box, where Sunway Big Box is only 2 floors. It is to attract visitors from a distance. And the areas facing the main road and side road are to take advantage of the views surrounding the site. Next is the subtraction, where the building is punched to add dynamism, besides creating a solid and void areas to imitate puzzle and to connect with the surrounding as if the surrounding is invited to blend into the buildings. And lastly is the green space and bridges, where bridges are added to create connectivity. The bridges behind it in the building, and greens are added to provide sustainability. As for my second option, it is quite similar to the first one, but I do need to improve more. This basically I just changed a bit of the layout to create a more puzzle, to create a more what do you call it? To create a more first is to react to the puzzle and to create a more space where they focus on their work better. By that, but what I mean there is how the exhibitions, events, and event space are divided, are kind of closed for the general office and pantry, so that they get to focus more on their work and keep the privacy. And then the rest is the same as for the second floor. The placement of spaces is the same, but then the orientation of them are different. As for this discussion area, idea pitching space, it is placed in front of the office space incubators so that both of them could enjoy the view in front. And lastly, for the top floor, it stays with the audio voice over studio meeting room with teleconference equipment are also placed at the back for better sound system. And this is for the
Okay, thumbs up.
Okay. And so to end this, this is the zoning of the second form, where it is quite similar, but then the placement of spaces are different from each other, and that is it from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Haja. Yeah. Any question from Andika? Or any comment?
Saya nak tanya dekat yang space planning tu, tengok first floor yang coklat pekat tu untuk apa?
Oh,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is quite.
Okay.
This is.
Soalan
Huh?
untuk proyek bawah tu
Need to refer back to the solid and void punya space punya strategy.
Lepas tu ada soalan dua. Macam mana nak dapat konsep macam tu?
Macam mana nak dapat konsep? What do you mean konsep macam tu konsep apa?
Tak apa lah, biarkan.
Konsep ni ke?
Soalan tak jadi.
Soalan dibatalkan. Tu je, terima kasih.
Lebih pelik lah you all ni. Okay, Haja, I think dia punya presentation, kalau nampak dari segi presentation wise, good graphic presentation, okay. And then good to include the action ataupun propose based on the concept. So it is quite clear that you want to achieve the puzzle, and then it is related to your president studies kan juga. President studies tu you choose based on the concept. So it is quite clear but this one is very preliminary lah kan. That one is the thing that you want to achieve, but we haven't gone into the details yet.
Yeah.
Right now, so good start for your concept development. And then, but I cannot see the connectivity to your proposed master plan.
How about this?
Yang propose
Yeah.
master plan because you are doing on the existing ni kan. Dia tak ada yang parking area kat belakang.
Mainly I propose dekat
Okay.
sini tapi tak letak sini. Tak kat
Sebab
sini.
because before you do your space planning, basically you need to respond to your master plan. I know you have put it dekat the very beginning, tapi during your decision on to how to put your space planning tu pun you kena respond juga dekat you punya master plan. Okay.
Alright.
And then I think yang proposal pun quite okay. Which one do you want to proceed for your next activity?
Actually, I need to like tengok balik and then probably like take some piece, like a few things over here and a few things over here because ada yang certain saya prefer kat sini, ada yang prefer kat sini, so I haven't make up my mind. Nak improve lagi lah. Nak improve lagi.
Okay, because I think that one is quite similar with each other kan. From the first and the second one. It's more something like you buat something like stacking sebab nak represent the puzzle itself kan. Lagi satu, you need to look at your proposed master plan in overall. Kalau you tengok your plan in overall, dia banyak showing the dynamism, you were talking on the connecting people and so on. Lepas tu ada banyak round shape and so on kan. So those are the things yang you kena consider juga. Not only, macam tu lah, you are not only focusing on your boundary line only. Tapi you kena tengok overall plan that you have proposed for your master plan in overall. Macam you kena tengok, okay, yang macam ni lah. Macam ni kan. You have all this round shape over here is very dynamic. And then suddenly for this one, katalah it's boxy. Dia boleh tapi dia akan nampak quite dia macam quite out of context lah, ataupun you kena nampakkan juga sikit the curvature dekat your punya buildings and so on lah untuk nampakkan the how do you react to your proposed master plan.
I was planning to do like a polygonal shape where dia macam boleh react to the circle and also to the sound-wave box sebab dia macam a polygonal, like dia ada sharp edges but then they macam slowly creating probably some curves. I was planning like that tapi tak boleh fikir.
Okay, sebab there are two things usually untuk building ni kan. Satu building dia macam totally out of context because they want to shout something like the building want to shout I am here. Lepas tu you pun propose all this very sharp edges dekat sini suddenly kan. Dia quite dia akan jadi macam quite out of context lah. So you need to know what because your main concept with the puzzle is something that is connecting to each other kan. And then how do you put the missing pieces dekat that particular place. So that's why it is crucial that you need to look back at your proposed master plan tu. Nak kena tallykan balik. Alright? This time being dia lebih, for this time being dia akan nampak rigid lah sebab you macam put all the boxy things dekat area yang you have proposed all this dynamism dengan circular punya things. Kan? So try to make it more, macam try to make it more smoother ataupun yang ada circular part and so on. Alright?
Alright.
Okay? Alright, thank you Raja.
Thank you Dr.
Okay. We have another 3. Okay. Akmal Akmal?
Yep.
Right.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Afternoon. My name is Akmal Safruddin and today I'm going to present about Project B. Firstly is the site analysis. From the site analysis, we have the strength, which is the temperature at the site is consistent and have a clear view from the junction road that can attract people to the site. But the weaknesses is the pedestrian walk is uncovered and it was exposure to sun and rain, and there's no bicycle lane that is safety without a bullet, and the opportunity is the public space has a big parking, so it can attract more people. But the threat is this is an inactive space, so it can lead to criminals activity. So from the site synthesis, what I propose is to create a shaded at the pedestrian road to avoid rain and fallen branches. And for the facing of the building, I will facing at the south to get a natural ventilation and to attract people from the Sunway big box to see the building. And next is to plant more trees at the rear side of the building to get shaders and better view. And for this, and for the security, we provide a guard house to secure the site. And for the bicycle lane, we provide bollards. And for the for the for the east and west side, we will provide a shading device to reduce the glare of the sun. And lastly, for the pedestrian walk, we will create a connection from the parking at the master plan to the pedestrian walk. And next is the client brief. So our client is MagiX. So this is the vision and the mission of the MagiX. But the objective of the MagiX to do a research and development for media and game industry. Next is to create an academic program to take an opportunity of stranger relationship with the other industry. Next is to produce human capital in digital media and game industry. And the fourth one is to create a high quality and innovative. And lastly, to become a reference point and meeting place for digital media and games specialists. And this is what the client requests for their building, which is a futuristic building with a sustainable feature that can attract people to go to the building. So the networking is important for them. So for the concept ideation, we will try to solve what the client want. So we will include a economical friendly building, conducive that can create a productivity for the user, and a welcoming places. For the design concept, firstly I will have the inspiration which I got from the colors, because colors come in a various color, but different color will start with the beginning with which is the primary color. So my design concept is the prime, which prime can be used to describe something as the most important or most relevant among the other similars. So for prime is important because they are the core of the connectivity to as the main attraction and landmark in generating creative and innovative ideas. So how can the prime help the MagiX? Because MagiX is a platform for co-working, and they also produce digital media and game industry. And lastly, they have to become a hub gathering spots for digital media and game industry. So with the help of these three ideas, they can give benefit for networking, flexibility and productivity of work, and can reduce cost of to start up a company, and to create a creativity and help to improve the well-being of the staff. Next is the prison study. Firstly, is the second home London office. The reason I use this as the precedent, because although the form is rigid, but the interior use exaggerated of curve to attract to improve the environment at the office. Furthermore, the designer have already already come up with the idea to create a fluidity physical that prevent you from feeling lost or locked in this place like a maze. And secondly, they have come up with a full control sound that make the sound spread in the all direction. Next precedent is the hexaless. The reason I take this as the precedent because of the use of the shading device of this building, because our building has the consistent climate, so we can we can use the design to improve the shading at the west and east side. So the building used three layer of material, which is the thick concrete, the apa ni, the void, and the other one is the curtain. Uh, is the curtain wall that can increase the lag time. Hence, it can reduce the heat gain. And lastly is the Lego house, which this is a entertainment places where the place use the full capacity of uh, play and creativity for their buildings to attract their people. So the Magic X can also use the creativity of their building to enhance their building program. Next is apa ni, the building use a overlapping block that create uh, a unique form that not typical. And lastly, because the layout of the building, they have proper layout that can represent a color for each spaces, which apa ni, each color represent a certain spaces lah. So next is the adjacency matrix. Adjacency matrix is the guide for me to create a bubble diagram, and from the bubble diagram, I use it to make a space planning, which the first option is the parking at the front of the site, coming with the lobby, the event space as the main space to attract the all people, and next is the exhibition, cafe, and services. Put it at the rear side, and the storage and the loading also put in the rear side to hide the spaces from the visitors. Next is the first floor. The first floor I divided into two places, which is the productivity work and the education work. As you can see, this is incubator combined with discussion room. And I want to propose a steps that can connect directly from the cafe to the discussion room, so it can be easy for the client to meet the incubators. And next, for the education places, I put the seminar and classroom at the same site, so it's easy for the visitors if you want to enter the class, because the class is at the same direction. And next is the second floor, which consists the staff of the Magic X itself, which the CEO must be placed near the meeting room, that we will provide directly a door to the meeting room, and general office with adjacent with the CEO for the better interaction. And lastly, a voice over, which are hidden and then places at the second floor to get a better privacy. And next is the second option, where I try to move a bit degree for the spaces to invite more view and attract more people, because I want to propose a landscape area here, mungkin a patio or what kind of thing. And I also reflect with the master plan, with the pedestrian walk will easily enter the lobby, exhibition, and the event space as the main spaces. And for the first floor, also the seminar room and the class of the future also at the same road for the easy access. And the productivity also apa ni, stay at the same area, same as the second floor. For the CEO office and meeting, they also apa ni, being isolated, because to create a hierarchy between a first floor and the second floor. So this is my matching for the option 1, which started with the basic shape and divided into 3 places, which apa ni, the level of public tu apa ni, I also divided to target what kind apa ni public can attract people. So after I divided into 3 parts, I differentiate height with the hierarchy of the spaces. For example, at the west side ni, I increase the height for the staff and the CEO, and for the right side a bit shorter because it only consists until first floor. And after that, I extrude the other spaces for the capacity to suit with the capacity of the spaces. For example, the incubator, I extrude to make it longer for the for the capacity of incubators, because they consist at least 30 people. And next is the second option. This is the second option, which consists started with the basic shape, and I bend the form to create a better view and entrance. And next, I add the floor and increase the length of the form. And finally, I extrude it for the suit of the capacity and the hierarchy, because you can see at the second floor is being isolated. So you can see the level of the building, first floor, the ground on the first and the second floor. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Akmal. Yingwei, can you ask one question to Akmal, or you can just comment?
I think our presentation is quite detailed, but I don't really understand about the space planning, because I see there's lots of space still doesn't fill in yet.
Sekejap, doktor saya hilang mouse. Mana cursor saya? Sekejap doktor. Oi, Taufik control saya punya komputer. Taufik.
Taufik.
Taufik bypass saya punya komputer, doktor. Okey dah. Apa yang tadi you kata pasal ni, space planning
Sebab I tengok macam second floor tu macam kosong sikit.
Sebab dia nak macam nak nampak dia punya atas tu macam khas untuk the official staff lah. Macam nampak dorang nampak dorang punya dorang punya kedudukan dekat bangunan tu. Sebab macam the second floor tu dia lebih kepada dia nak want to interaction lah with people, sebab dekat ground floor ni akan nampak apa benda semua kat atas ni, dekat classroom of future, resource center, seminar, incubator, semua daripada ground floor dah akan nampak. Tapi macam yang the second floor ni dia isolate lah, kira at the first floor ni akan tutup lah, akan cover, so takkan nampak dia punya second floor ni. So nak increase dia punya privacy lah, sebab CEO dia pun nak privacy dekat dia punya dia punya spaces lah.
So yang CEO tu tak perlu ada space for surround ke?
Maksud
dia tak perlu ada space for dia punya surround ke? Atau dia just private dia punya.
The reason surau dekat bawah ni because nak nak paksa macam interaction lah, sebab kalau korangnya semua kat atas, nanti CEO sendiri takkan ada communication lah with the other staff. So dia macam macam duduk sendiri je. So macam dia punya dia macam dia dah lari lah daripada dia punya target kita punya kita punya konsep untuk untuk meningkatkan dia punya productivity networking. Kalau korangnya boss pun tak ada interaction dengan the other staff so benda lah tu macam tak jalan lah dia punya dia punya target dia tu.
Nice.
Okay, Akmal. Have you put this space planning on your master plan? Saya macam tak tadi. You just letak dekat side side kan?
Ini pun tak letak dia punya parking, tapi ni dah propose lah untuk direct pedestrian je. Parking saya mungkin tak letak kot, sebab takut mungkin akan create congestion lah, sebab ada masuk parking ada dua ingress tapi egress ada satu je. So saya takut ada ni lah, boleh create congestion lah semasa dekat parking tu.
How about VIP ataupun OKU? Is there any drop off? Maksudnya
Drop
kalau
off
you nak drop off and then baru dia parking kat belakang.
macam apa ni?
Or
Kalau
macam CEO, dia nak parking kat mana?
ni lupa nak tunjuk sini apa ni, dia dah sediakan parking untuk apa ni, staff, visitors, untuk lalu sini, untuk apa ni, parking lah. So kalau ni ada dua path lah. First path untuk ni apa ni, for the staff, visitors and CEO. And second one is for the apa ni, for the services and drop off lah. So nampak ada punya apa ni, jalan dia untuk ni.
Okay, tapi you kena still include kan yang ada master plan tu. Master plan punya proposed car park.
Just dia kena connect walaupun apa ni, kalau kononnya letak jalan pedestrian je, so macam apa ni, still kalau kononnya orang parking dia akan apa ni, akan kena jalan pergi sini juga kan, doktor. Maksud saya
Itulah
apa ni?
yang you kena bincang dalam group nanti. Macam mana you nak buat? Kalau you kata you nak fokus on pedestrian je, just stop pedestrian. Tapi kalau macam pedestrian tu just part of di jalan besar, maksudnya dua-dua kenderaan boleh lalu pun boleh juga. Okay. And then another thing, macam you punya president studies tadi, you were saying about exaggerated use of curve, feeling lost. Benda tu menarik tau. Tapi the way you present you punya images tu, tak nampak pun. I tak nampak pun. Feeling lost lah, fluidity lah, colour lah. Kan, dia nampak very rigid yang you punya gambar. You pun sebut tadi, this gambar is very rigid. Tapi kenapa you tak masukkan yang those things which are very interesting in that particular president studies? Sebab nanti you akan implement all those things dalam you punya buildings kan. So yang tu yang kena nampak. Okay.
Okay,
I know because you want to control, perhaps you want control there is only one image to be put here. Tapi you kena plan lah benda tu. Maksudnya ambil the best image ke to be put here. So that you nampak all those things yang you sebut dalam ni. Kan you dah sebut ni exaggerated use of the curve. Even the curve itself pun tak nampak. Ni kan. All these things ni. Tak nampak pun dalam ni kan.
Nampak sedikit je dia.
Yang ni je lah. Tapi yang paling nampak adalah yang the rigidness of this building ni. Itu yang tak nampak sangat. Okay. And then sekejap bising sikit. Space planning and massing. Okay, space planning and massing different orientation. Cuba you tengok you punya space planning dengan you punya massing. I think dia macam lain.
Yang mana doktor, kalau ini memang apa ni, lain sikit lah. Tapi kalau yang option 1 memang saya ikut lah dia punya requirement, dia punya apa ni,
yang
dia
ni
punya
lepas tu sini.
Dekat lah. Patutnya kat sini, dekat mana pen. Sini patutnya ni kan nak buat ni apa ni, the event space, tapi ni tak boleh band betul-betul. Sebab kalau the band dia dah exit dia punya apa ni, dia punya setback tu.
Itulah sebabnya usually yang this one you buat option 2 ni, dia mesti ada sebab you macam kenapa dia suddenly jadi diagonal punya orientation kan. Mesti you nak something over here and over here, perhaps the views, I don't know. Tapi bila kat sini dia tak nampak, itu yang dia jadi contradict tu. Kan? Suddenly sini you nak from here. Faham tak?
Dia macam apa ni, nak bagi apa ni, better view lah kita apa ni. Sini pun orang apa ni senang nak easy masuk, lepas tu dekat sini pada pedestrian, sebab kat sini kita dah buat lobby.
I know, cuma sekarang ni dia contradicting lah yang this one. Dia tak sama dengan yang ni kan? Tak sama kan? So itulah. Okay, apa konsep you tadi?
Boleh tak?
Konsep you tadi apa? Ingat lah.
The prime.
The prime. So the prime itself tu, I imagine kalau you sebut the prime tu, you dah ada macam katalah what is the main thing dekat you punya building. Let's say you kata the exhibition area tu is the most crucial place dekat you punya building. So dia kita akan nampak the prime tu adalah di exhibition area. Lepas tu you meraihkan that particular space. Faham tak? Yang sekarang ni, dia punya spaces tu lebih kurang sama. So, I cannot see the prime yet. Faham tak? The prime tu dari segi space.
Okay, doktor. Faham?
Faham tak? Okay,
Faham.
katalah you kata event space tu paling besar ataupun you kata the main thing ataupun the most important thing dekat sini adalah incubator. Sebab incubator adalah the main business of Magic X. So incubator tu yang kena you raikan. That's why dia akan panggil sebagai the prime. So you know what is the priority. Ada sama saya dah sebut hari tu ni.
Ada.
Kan?
Saya try ni buat apa ni event space ni tempat yang apa ni you can see the apa ni what inside the building except the
Okay.
second floor itu.
Alright, so yang tu mungkin dalam plan. Cuma nanti dalam section ke dia akan nampak macam event space ni adalah the main space dia akan jadi triple volume, let's say. So that one is bila masuk je orang terus pergi ke event space. So that is the most important thing. Macam tu. So the prime itself tu dia tak begitu clear lagi. Dia boleh buat macam Hajar tadi. Hajar buat puzzle tu. So dia buat terus action plan. Apa yang dia nak buat untuk mencapai the puzzle tu. So you pun ada juga. Maksudnya you are doing the prime. So what are the things that you need to do in order to achieve that particular concept dekat you punya building? Faham tak?
Faham.
Those are the things. Sebab tu saya cakap kalau you buat space tabulation pun, you boleh masukkan satu column. Contohnya, the space tu, apa tu? You nampak event space. Lepas tu dia punya description of event space tu, katalah the most important space, it will be on the, apa tu? The prime area ataupun dia dekat entrance. Because somebody who walk there, dia akan sampai lepas lobby, dia terus ke event space. Macam tu. Ataupun event space itself, dia adalah main business of Magic X. So that's why it's going to be the prime area dekat you punya building. Okay?
Okay, doktor.
So you kena jelaskan lagi you punya konsep tu.
Baik, doktor.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Kejap Yingwei, boleh tak rehat 5 minutes sekejap? Tengah
Boleh.
azan.
Boleh.
1:15.
Okay.
Alright. Yingwi dengan Hong tu kan? Alright.
Dah boleh sharekan. Nampak tak?
Nampak? Alright.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Project B, site planning, precedent studies, and design options. First of all, I would like to talk about the introduction of our project. Medini Iskandar is a modern and growing city. The location of the new Magic X building was chosen in the city's Zondi because Zondi is classified in as a place that requires creativity and attracts young people. And the company's target group is also young people, so the location was the perfect fit. And Medini's vision is to be a smart, vibrant, and sustainable township. So the building will be designed to fit in with the city's development, to integrate the building into the city, and to contribute to the development of the area in accordance with the Medini's vision. This is the key plan and location plan. Next is the design statement. The green design is based on the principles of simplicity, generosity, and convenience, beautification of the environment, and reflecting the architectural design style. So the greening and architecture are integrated and complementary to each other, make the environment a continuation of the company's culture. At the same time, we want Magic X staff to have a stimulating working environment and a comfortable and pleasant leisure environment. Then we talk about idea statement. The design of this project was inspired by the subway track over near the site and evolved from it. The topography of the site was used to maximize the overall fitness trail on the site, and the location and shape of the building units was determined according to the climate and location of the site. The main concept of this project is to link each space through overtrack, allowing each space to be independent and interconnected, while maintaining privacy and easy communication with the crowd. The green areas of the site are not the same as the building. They are not opposite, but both have strengths and weakness. Neither is perfect. The two have been blended to complement each other's strength and weakness, resulting in a good interrelationship that maximize convergence. It means the fact that two or more things, ideas or others become similar or come together, which perfectly fit our concept. This is the progress of meshing. It it inspired by the symmetric oval. Firstly, I put a rectangular shape to the side, then I reshape it to a interesting shape. After that, I designed the building left side height and right side lower bit to achieve natural lighting, and make a courtyard in the middle to make sure the natural ventilation. In addition is precedent studies. First is Simply Work, a welcoming and nurturing co-working brand based in Shenzhen, China. I studied this building to learn about the area and circulation in this building because this building has many interesting activities inside, like yoga, salon, game room, and others. Second is Bunrao Brewery headquarters. The office is a massive office tower located in Bangkok's renowned Singha complex. I studied about the material and spaces that's suitable to put in a modernist building. And at the same time, I learned about their design concept, which is water. And the third one is Satya Spice Convention Center located in Penang. This is a highly aesthetic and functional building. From this building, I learned about how GPI works in Malaysia building and how to design a medium storage office building. For example, this roof is using solar panel to collecting from the stadium to light at the night. Beside the canopy here is using rainwater harvesting system. Lastly, the roof garden is designed very well with a disabled playground and bamboo garden on top. It's also the largest rooftop garden in Malaysia. And people always jogging at there too before the pandemic. After that, I want to talk about the site analysis and synthesis. I think the analysis everyone already know. And about the synthesis. It's recommended that the building be built in this direction as it faces the main road and is also directly opposite the landmark of Zone F, Sunway Big Box Retail Park. And for the synthesis too, it is recommended that the openings of the building be located at the green area as they allow for good natural ventilation. It also recommended that the openings be located at the orange yellow as they allow for natural lighting. For the synthesis tree, it is recommended that the drop-off area be built here as it will not be close to the turnaround and will be convenient for visitors. Lastly, it is not necessary to build too many parking lots on the site because they are already very close to the master plan parking lots, so they can be used directly. At the same time, this action can reduce the usage of tar, which suits to my concept convergence between nature and the building. Besides that, by my SWOT analysis, I realized the weakness and strengths are loss of utilities, lack of maintenance, and this area have a high potential of crime. I think the main reason is because the site now has not much activity. After we plan the master plan and all the buildings built, I think the problem will naturally solve in the future. In addition is my design option. Firstly, let's take a look on my bubble diagram. We start from the outdoor. I didn't provide a TMB substation because I know it's already near our site at the master plan. So what services that I provide in outdoor is pudding bay, HT room, bicycle and motorcycle parking lot, drop-off area, guard room, VIP and disabled parking lot, rest area, garden, outdoor VR area is and waterfall is just for the landscape. And I provide the guard room here because from the master plan, Hughes already have a guard room at this location. So I think no need to provide another guard house that near to outside. Now we move to the indoor. Firstly is ground floor. This level is planned for public for the annual activities. So the main space in this level are event space and exhibition. And people will go inside this building by the lobby entrance, but they are not allowed to use the lift inside the building. And these are all the services room that needed in a medium-sized building based on my precedent studies from Satya Spice. For example, the palm room, bin center, blah blah blah. At the first floor, I maintain the space that needed at every level, like the toilet and riser. This level is designed for incubators, so here have many workings and training facilities. The office use lots of space because later I will design an office with privacy as what our client needs. The other spaces are for the requirement like lecture room and voiceover studio, and the only space they are at is just game center. So the staff can take a rest where they are tired. Second floor is administrative facilities, exactly follow the space in the brief, except I add the services room, same with the other level. Last one is our rooftop level. This level is provided for public. The people only can come to this rooftop by this escalator, as well I provide some spaces for people to do some sports like indoor gyms, dance studio, and yoga. We also have a coffee bar for people to drink a cup of coffee, and the most spacious space in this area actually is this outdoor meeting room. So the workers can meeting here when they lack of ideas, and they can watch the nice view from this rooftop to chill their mind and protect their eyes that need to watch the screen for a long time. So this is the metric diagram.
Okay, thumbs up. Kita wrap up.
Okay. Tak boleh continue. Okay.
You wrap up je. Dah nak habis kan?
Boleh continue.
You can just wrap up.
This the metric diagram and these the sketches that I provide for this option. The other option is using same spaces like option 1, but the difference is this in linear form, but option 1 is using spatial centerized. Option 1 is using spatial, and option 2 is using linear form. Drop-off area here is slightly different with the first one because I want to get a linear form from this option. And this the site plan that I'm trying to sketch. Yeah, that's all. And thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yigwe. Any question from Afina? Afina?
Doktor. Cai, Yingwei boleh tak zoomkan dekat Cai try zoom je, tak nampak. Mana je? Cai. Saya tak tahu nak tanya apa sebab semua macam clear.
Boleh lah tu, compliment je.
Okay, so semua macam clear Macam tak ada yang nak tanya.
Alright, okay. You can wait. So your concept is the convergence, is it?
Yeah, convergence plus the restrict as my addition.
Why don't you just focus on the convergence? The restrict is only your inspiration, right? But
Yeah.
what is the main concept? I think
Convergence.
it's more on the convergence. So I don't think you need to put the plus thing. The restrict is only your inspiration. Kalau tak, kita nak elak yang the literal things tu. Okay? And then on your president studies, yang ni pun sama. I think everybody, you have the points that you want to highlight in your president studies. So, or perhaps because of the limitation of AO page ni yang you tak boleh nak masukkan all the images which is related. For instance, macam yang president study, the first one you want to talk about the area and circulation, right? But the one that you shown here is more on the linear punya circulation. So that's why dia tak nampak sangat the circulation in overall macam tu. Dekat
Saya
one
ingat
tu.
tadi dia punya spaces sebab dia punya space sangat special, ada yang macam yoga, ada yang macam
Tapi tak nampak kan? Unclear. Kalau
ya,
let's say you are going
kecil sikit lah.
if you are going to print this one, memang tak nampak pun. Okay, so you need to know the priority lah, which one is the most important things to be highlighted. For instance, yang atas tadi, atas daripada president studies tu kan, all the sketches tu perhaps can be smaller ke something like that. Okay, so untuk final presentation pun sama, you need to know what is the focal point on your whole presentation. So you need to know which one should be bigger, which one should be smaller, right? And then on the I like the idea of the dynamism and covenant lines to reflect your master plan. Okay, so that's why you are trying to do something like that to be put in your master plan. Okay, the first and second one. The first one is more on the centralized. Okay, yang ni centralized. What does it mean by centralized?
Everything will focus on the center.
Okay, how about the second one? Linear.
Actually, I'm not sure there's linear or radial, but I think it's linear because the shape of the building. Because this garden is just at the outdoor, so I think it's linear.
But the linear thing is macam linear tu sebenarnya macam you punya president study nombor 1 tu. It's straight line all the way. Dia macam you punya studio. Oh, you haven't gone to studio kan? Yang tu linear. Sorry. But your option 2 is radial because it is diverged from the common center to the outside, right? So it is radial, it is not linear. Yang tu you kena faham. Kalau tak, dia akan, kalau linear, dia akan jadi macam all the way, dia macam straight lines from the beginning of the side tu until the end.
So I tengok dia ingatkan radio kena tambah lagi satu kat garden sini. So I rasa dia kurang satu, so dia boleh classified as linear.
Tapi I tengok you punya form, dia kalau dari segi form tu dia radial. Kalau linear dia straight. Okay. So yang tu you kena fahamkan lah. So which one do you prefer to be proceeded to next step?
Actually dua I rasa okay, tapi I rasa kalau guna yang centralized, so I boleh figure out more form lah yang more interesting.
And then another thing, if you are using this dynamism, convergence and so on kan, it's very dynamic. It's not going to be the same size all over kan. Macam you buat you punya plan yang ada sketch tu. Perhaps ada space, then you need to be bigger. This one is not going to be the same size, right? This one is only your sketch, the preliminary sketch kan. For instance, this one is let's say this one is the most important space, so perhaps this one is the biggest. So how does the spaces related to each other? So you need to know basically based on the size of each space. Okay, kalau tak dia akan jadi macam dia boring jugalah. Okay, dia tak ada the dynamism, something like this one lah. Okay, even the volume of each space tu pun you differentiate in terms of the size of the spaces and also the volume, the material and so on. Okay, alright, good. Okay, thank you very much, Mingwei.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay, the last one.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Afternoon.
Okay, Doctor, can you see the screen? Sharing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I will start now. Okay, good afternoon to everyone. So today I'm going to present about the project B for our final project. And for this project, our site is at Medini Iskandar at Zone D, and the client is Magic X. And for this co-working and training center, I named it as an enzymatic co-working and training center. So as you know, media and game Magic X is actually a media and game innovation center of excellence. And then for this coming building, it's a co-working and training center which aim to provide the best facility, environments, and services for all the related individuals, so that they can work in tandem and boost the development of the digital and media game industry. So here are some things that I conclude from the client, including studying on the existing Magic X objective and vision. So the first thing here, which is the main for the building right now for the Magic X right now, is the startup and speed up incubator, their incubator program. And then the second one here is for any collaboration program, services, consultation, and so on. And then the third thing here they want to do is to produce high quality and innovative products. And then the fourth here mentioned by CEO is that they hope to become the main hub for the digital and media and games industry. They also hope to develop future talent. And lastly, they're also looking for financial income through the commercialization of their products. So I'll move to the site analysis and synthesis. So there's general 5 aspects. The first is the climate. So for climate, high exposure to sunlight. So void large area of the building facing east and west. So in order to respond this, as you can see in the site planning, the orientation of the building is having small facade facing the east and west to reduce the exposure to sunlight. And then the building from north and south, with the building orientation like that, the width of the building is not that large, so that the wind can easily penetrate through the building as well. And then the site itself is an undeveloped site, so guardhouse and security device and rooms should be proposed inside the building. And then another thing is the high density at the junction. So as I mentioned before, is to provide the building as close as possible to the junction, and then close to the two main road, and having a plaza at the junction there to attract the circulation, the flow of people to the site. And then a strong community of the site also enable more activity to be carried out at the plaza. And then next thing is the Sunway Big Box as a landmark and attraction. So my response here to this issue is that to have a main building facade facing towards the Sunway Big Box, and also having the signage or any sculpture, interesting things to facing towards the Sunway Big Box, so people from that Sunway Big Box can see the things and be attracted to the site. Okay, I think that's all for the site synthesis and planning. So I'll move on to the prison study. So there are together 3. The first one is the Bloomberg HQ in London. So for this building, I studied aspect of the office layout, sustainable design, and atrium design. So the first thing here, as you can see here, is the office layout. For this office layout, it's actually this building tried to reduce the wall and structure so that the office layout can be planned well in an open manner. Everyone is working without any blockage. of wall so they can interact better and have better communication. And then the next thing is the sustainable design. For the sustainable design, one interesting thing here is the kinetic bronze fins at the facade, which is used for ventilation, as it can close and open based on condition. And then lastly is the atrium design, where there's an atrium, a walkway or corridor between the two blocks of building. And then next is the Shanghai Tower. This is also an office building. And for this, I study aspect of rainwater harvesting and double wall glass facade. And for the rainwater harvesting is in a spiral. It uses the spiral vortex form of the building to collect the water, so the water flowing in a spiral is more efficient. And then the double wall glass is having definitely to do double wall that act as a thermoflask to help cool the space inside. And then the third one here is the Otumba office, also office building. Then what I study here is also the sustainable design and the building form. What I'm focused more on the building form. Here is the things that they show where they invert the cascading, the normal cascading structure, and this will maximize the shading, minimize the footprint, and also create more public spaces. So for my concept, the concept is actually generated from the characteristic of Magic X as well as the vision of the CEO towards the new Magic X building, also reflecting the typology of the building. So the overall name is the enzymatic. So it's actually including three words. First is enzymatic, the second is energetic, the third one is energy. The main one is the enzymatic. So it's like Magic X is like a enzymatic reaction where Magic X itself is an enzyme and the startup company and Kubernetes are the substrate, where these two things that they will attach with each other closely, and then where they are actually height specific, where only the company on Kubernetes which is really interested to the field will able to come to the Magic X, and then they can fit perfectly. This means that they have strong collaboration between the incubators and the Magic X. And then when they work together, they can speed up the process. Just like enzyme acting as a catalyst is efficient, and with the program completed, the company will become mature and they can produce innovative products. And then Magic X itself is remain unchanged, meaning that it's stable and like a main hub for all the people from all over the world to join them. And then for energetic is to reflect the ambience of the building. So what I propose here is to use the purple and yellow, which is also a complementary color, just like Magic X and the incubators. And its meaning is the bonus and confidence, authority, and power. Last is energy is for sustainable aspect to make the building more energy efficiency. So what I'm thinking to apply is the rainwater harvesting, natural cooling, photovoltaic cell. So for the space planning, here is the initial planning and the agency metrics. Then I come up with the bubble diagram. So this bubble diagram is applied to both design option. So definitely, what I'm thinking, the first thing is to divide the building into two sides by an atrium. And let's say, I think I straight away go into the massing first. So, okay, so for the first design option, the massing option one. So it's actually started with a cuboid, and this cuboid is as close to the main road, since to attract the people attention, and then the massing is being curved at both edge. One edge reflect to the junction, and another edge reflect to the master plan. And then the building form is being cascaded inwards in a spiral manner. So the space inside at the center can be shaded by the higher building structure. So here's the general perspective view of the massing. So what I'm thinking about here is to have a spiral sloping roof to collect grid motor at the center. And then photovoltaic cell at the higher edge of the roof to generate electric. An atrium at the center to separate both buildings. So one building is for the incubators and one building is for the Magic X to provide privacy for them. And then here's another openings for the easy access for the people from the junction through this void going to the master plan. And then the second meshing here's the second meshing. So it's also start with a keyboard at the edge of the junction. So this keyboard is being divided into two and then offset into opposite direction. And then they are being connected by a bridge, by a multiple bridge. And then these structures are being cascaded to provide shaft shading and also create hierarchy. So here is the general view of the building. And then the feature that I apply in this building is that there's an atrium between the two blocks of building, so it creates visual connection as the people from the plaza can actually see through the building and look at the things behind. And then the two building blocks are being connected by roof or outdoor bridges, which is being covered, and also with vegetation outside. And then at the front here, there is a plaza at the junction, and beside the plaza, there's a cafe which is having its individual entry, so people from the plaza can actually get into the cafe. And then one last thing here is the building. Since you can see the form of the building is having the curved roof, what I'm trying to apply here is the sun tracking photovoltaic cell, where the photovoltaic cell can move following the track of the roof as to track the sunlight to receive the highest amount of solar energy, since solar panel have to face perpendicularly to the sunlight to receive the highest amount of solar energy. Okay. Okay, so get back to the bubble diagram. Bubble diagram is actually I separate into 3 floors, and then it's separated by the first one is the ground floor is for mainly public spaces and also all the services. And the second floor is mainly for the working spaces, the offices or the incubators and so on. And then the third floor is for the facilities. And the reason why second floor, the first floor is being used as the incubator and the office is that to ease the movement of the staff and also incubators from moving to the ground floor to the exhibition area, events, cafe, as well as for them to move upwards to all the facility to use all the facilities. So they are the center is like they are the core of the building. They are the most important. So having them at the center is the most efficient way. As for my building is emphasizing on for my concept is emphasizing on the efficiency. And then both office and also the incubators are having at the same floor as this is to encourage the interaction with between the Magic X and also the incubators, as well as provide sufficient privacy for them to boost the growth and development of the digital media game industry. So at the center, there is a common space for them to have interaction, discussion, and so on. Whenever they rest. Okay, I think that's all from me.
Okay, Hong, thank you. Sekejap, can I have Mijan to give any comment to Hong?
I left the messing same model. It looks like he already done the last part of the design.
No, we haven't even. A lot of things to consider.
You already reached the last week.
Is that all?
Yep.
Okay. Right, thank you, Mijan. Okay, Hong. Have you tried to put the form, because you have already come up with the form, right? For the options, have you put it on your master plan?
I actually I'm creating the building form directly on the 2D master plan,
So
directly on the drawing.
because I want to see the connection in overall.
Okay. If you want to say in terms of the connection, the main thing I did here is reflect to the junction and also reflect to the how to say the master plan, the park at the behind there. So it's people from the plaza can easily get to the park through the building. So this can increase the circulation of people through the building, and when they go through, they can be attracted by the building as well.
So perhaps you can add on within the diagram itself from this one, right? You have something to be responded here, right? Something like that. So this one perhaps on the diagram itself, you show the connection because you have the idea, but it doesn't show in your presentation.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like
Mm.
make some indication like how it respond, is it?
Yes, something like that. I know there are justification for each of this thing that you have provided, right? But I want to see the connection in general, in overall, sorry, in overall, right? And then for the, I think you have done a lot of work here, which is good, and client needs are explained well, so you know what are the client needs. And then, okay, for the option one, it is more on the form, right? And then for the second one, it's more on the material and facade, and also the form itself. Is it?
For the option one, what I'm focused here more on is the functionality of the building, with all the more sustainable things, and is more bulky actually. And then for the second option is more focused on the blending of the surrounding with the building itself. The coverage of the building is actually very large on the side, but with a lot of outdoor space in between.
So which one do you prefer?
I don't know.
I think you can combine both because there are similarities between these two. Even the curvature of the curvilinear lines and then the dynamism of those things. And then for the second one, you haven't decided on the facade yet, right? So perhaps you can use all these double glazed wall and so on to be put in your second options, right? So you can combine so that you can achieve all the things that you want to achieve in this one, right? So overall comment, I think it is a good presentation, but lacking in terms of the connectivity to your overall master plan. Jadi I think yang paling nampak in overall, I think yang paling nampak the connection tu dekat Yingwei punya presentation. Alright, so itulah yang nanti kita tengok balik dari segi form and how does it reflected to your overall site planning lah. Okay?
Okay, and Doctor, having a thing to ask, is this applicable for the solar panel to track the sunlight moving on the roof? I'm worried, is it really okay or not? Because it's basically all my imagination, and what I searched through is that it's more efficiency when perpendicular to sunlight. But in details, I'm not sure.
Have you found any precedent studies on that?
So far, I don't see any photovoltaic cell moving in such a large movement. What I see for sun tracking photovoltaic cell is that is stay at a place, and then the panel will just rotate instead of moving.
Actually you can propose because this one is very technical kan. But it is very good if you can get at least the catalog the one that have been manufactured before this, something like that, so that to prove that it can be done. If not, it is more on the imagination and nobody has done it before. Okay, so itu dia dah masuk technical. Right?
Will it be a big problem after I keep on develop?
You try to find the suppliers punya catalogs and so on first. I think
Okay.
better that way so that you can macam justify and then nobody can deny that it can be done,
Okay. All right.
right?
Okay.
Okay, is that all?
Mhm.
All
Okay.
right. Okay.
Thank you for
Thank
that.
you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. I think we have can we just turn on our camera?
Kenapa doktor warna hitam?
Sorry.
Tak.
Okay. Yingwei, Akmal, Asha, Andika, Hajar, Taufik, are you there?
Yes.
Are you still there? So
Yes, doktor.
you have taken your nap. Tahu lah bulan puasa kan. I lagi penat. I bercakap daripada tadi lagi. Alright. So thank you everybody for your presentation for today. So today is your first submission for your individual work and you already know that it will consist of your 10 marks, allocation of 10 marks, right? So after this, you need to be alert on how many marks that you can get from each submission so that you can target for your overall marks later lah, right? So thank you very much. I have some general comments on all your performance. So all the marks, I have given the marks. It is here already. I cannot tell you the marks, but it is basically based on the comments that I have given to you. Okay, and then on the general comments, a lot of you hasn't respond to your proposed master plan. Some of you are using your existing site, but we are already agreed that everyone will use our proposed master plan, and then you need to sit down after this and then you need to propose the linkage that you want to put in your everybody will use the same link. Tapi sebab tadi I tengok yang Hong buat lain, siapa tadi? Asha buat lain, dia punya jalan tu, the link between the proposed parking area to your site. And then after that you need to calculate the parking lots to how many numbers of the parking lots that have been proposed, and then how many lots that should be proposed in your site. Okay. I have discussed with Dr. Izura about the how many parking lots that you need to propose, but we haven't come into the conclusion yet because it is a mixed development. That one has been asked by Yinghui before this, right? So for this time being, we are using the yang office punya plan first. Tapi tak apa, yang tu I bincang lagi dengan ARY line. Alright? And then, how do you respond to your proposed master plan in terms of your concept that you have proposed to? You kan buat yang connecting people and so on kan? I didn't hear anybody who said about the connecting people and so on, the overall concept that you have proposed at your master plan. Okay, so yang tu kena tambah lah lepas ni. Client needs to expand. Okay, before this, the requirement that you need to put for your incubators is 30. But the client wants to expand, so that depends on you. The requirement of putting the 30 in incubators is the basic requirement. So let's say Magic X wants to expand to put more incubators. Perhaps you don't put the incubator itself, but it can be transformable spaces and so on. It can be a flexible space, something like that. Alright? Yang tu you kena decide sendiri. Because the requirement is only for 30 incubators. But if you want to add more to fulfill the needs of Magic X, it's okay. So yang tu basically based on your own finding on your client needs. Right? Any question regarding those things? Tak ada? Macam mana gambar I hilang?
Doctor, when you say about reflecting the master plan, is reflect in term of the concept, is it?
Not really in terms of your individual concept. Macam tadi Yingwei dah ada convergence kan? But at least you use the connecting people punya overall side tu.
How about if connecting the Magic X and the incubators?
Boleh? Ya tu lah. Kalau you
Yeah.
sebut.
Then I had to emphasize on that.
Did you mention that before? Tak ada kan?
Tak ada, tapi tak dalam memang ada connection lah.
So those are the things yang you are lacking. Macam you tak emphasize balik on your master plan. Nanti you try reconnect back. Kalau tak, you akan lupa. You have forgotten everything that you have put for your master plan.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Any other thing? Tak ada. Okay. I'll share this one. I'll share the schedule for your project C. So you have submitted the project B for today. Can you see this one? Sekejap. Okay, so today is 15 April, right? 15 April, okay, project B submission. And then for next Monday is going to be your project C. You are going to do the extensive design study of building daylighting performance. This one, your simulation and so planning, laboratory test, field measurement, simulation, analysis and synthesis. But yours is going to be the simulation lah. Alright, so you will have a lecture input in the morning by Dr. Teguh Intan. And then I want you to provide your ground floor plan. What else? Anything that you can do. I think you can do the form already. Okay, form development and so on. Form development, materials, what else? All those things lah. Boleh lah. Tapi ground floor plan dah kena ada. Ground floor plan with context. Ground floor plan. First, second, third. First and second. Or third. Okay. Because your building will be 3 or 4 story height, right? So somebody will go to until the third floor, somebody is only until second floor. Okay, so I think you can present those things on upcoming Monday. Alright. Anything to ask regarding the Monday's punya ni? Monday's punya activity?
Doktor, plan apa tu kita just boleh buat kat Revit juga.
Plan.
Ya, macam drawing betul.
Boleh? You dah boleh start ni dah. You first dah boleh start designing, but I want to see the connectivity between your proposed floor plan dengan yang luar tadi tu. Dengan yang dari konteks.
Hanya boleh guna Revit ke boleh guna benda, boleh guna macam AutoCAD, SketchUp tadi.
I don't think I will limit you on the tools that you want to use. You can even use just SketchUp.
Sebab kan hari tu kata semester ni kena guna Revit ke.
Semester ni
Bukan. Salah ingat ke?
Sekejap I confirmkan sebab usually dekat third year yang pakai Revit, tapi usually we will ask the student to use the Revit early. For instance, after this you will have your magic drawing. Usually we will stress on the Revit during the magic drawing.
Sebab hari tu Acang macam cakap
dia terus pakai Revit
tahun ni kan tak ada magic drawing, so dia kata nak guna Apa tak? I can't
Tak ada masjid Rawi hari. Tahun ni tak ada masjid Rawi. I baru nak post dekat group how many of you are from Sabah and Sarawak.
Polis Penjau.
Apa dia?
Polis Penjau.
Apa?
Ada apa?
Oh, Perlis.
Rawi Penjau.
Nantilah kita decide masjid Rawi nak buat macam mana. Okay, sebenarnya the rabbit things dia highly encouraged because of on your third year you will produce your working drawings. So that's why we urge you to do the rabbit earlier. But I don't think it is a requirement. Let me check back with Chan Wildlife. Okay, tapi during your third year, first semester, that one is wajib. That one is for the working drawing, you need to use rabbit. But I think most of you, how many of you know how to use rabbit?
I tahu.
Yingwei? Yingwei only?
Wah, Kemal.
Taufik, Andika, semua tahu kot. Banyak semua orang tahu lah.
Akmal pandai.
Those from direct intake, is it? Ke Asha ada career dah? Asha, Nazu, Akmal.
Sikit-sikit ya doktor.
Akmal tahu tak? Asha tahu tak? Asha?
Sikit je.
So macam mana nak buat complete drawing tu? Okay, tak apa. Yang tu nanti I ask back AR Chan Wildlife sebab usually memang kita pakai during the third year first sem. But if you have time to explore more on the rabbit, especially for those mainstream students ni, you try lah. Okay. And also you need to study about the Velux tu. Yang last time kan Asha je yang buat Velux kan? So you also need to study about the Velux because you need to propose the best solution for your Windows size, Windows design and so on. Courtyard design and so on. Okay, yang tu pun you kena study juga Velux tu. Alright, that one is on the tools. But the first thing is we need to, yang ni lah dulu, complete the design first. And then we need to tackle about the simulation model and so on. Okay. Senyap dah.
Okay doktor.
It's raining over here. So I think that's all for today. Thank you very much everyone. So jangan putus asa kalau hari ni you rasa you tak dapat markah yang sampai 10 tu kan, you tak boleh score 10. I don't think ada orang 10 pun. So keep striving until you get your goal after this, okay? Right, thank you very much everyone. Class dismissed here. If you have anything, you can just PM me, okay? Alright, bye-bye. Selamat berbuka.
Selamat berbuka doktor.
Jangan buka sekarang Saya cakap untuk pukul 7 nanti.
Wah, malah kesumna.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay.